What is going on, everyone? This is John with the boy Lee, and this is another installment. I think it's episode 9 of the We Would Have Talked About It Anyway podcast. Lee, my boy, how you doing, man?
Hello, John. I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Made it through another week, man. It's all you can hope for.
It was so fast. I feel like I was just there.
Dude, you were just here, man. What?
I was just there.
Dude, you were here less than 5 days ago, and it feels like you've been gone for like a month.
That's true. I missed the cookie place you went to at the end there.
Dude.
What was the name of that cookie place? It was like Cookies Company?
Midnight Cookies Company.
Yeah.
In Seattle, man.
Yeah,
Dude.
shouts out Midnight Cookies Company.
Dude,
that
those
place was tight.
Dude, those cookies actually came up clutch. Like the day after.
Oh, bro, yeah, because we ate a good amount when we got them, but then there is still some left over.
Yeah.
How did you like them? Did you eat all of them the day after? Did you try ham?
Okay. So I ate 3 of them.
Okay.
I ate 3 of them, but I gave one to like 2 of my coworkers. Because they had never had Midnight Cookie Company, even though Midnight Cookie Company is like there's like 4 or 5 different locations.
Okay.
Up here, so
Is it just Seattle based?
I think so.
Okay.
But I think you can order them online and get them shipped.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, man. Dude,
Damn, you get them shipped like across the country?
dude, you can get a bunch of pastries shipped across the country.
Oh. Well, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Dude, baked goods, as long as it doesn't need to be refrigerated, you just wrap them and then like ship them in like a special box and you're fine.
How long though? Like, what if it was a week to ship them? Would that mess up the cookie freshness, or is that still okay?
I mean, it depends on how good you make the cookie, man.
Yeah, or a donut maybe. I don't know.
I feel like a donut wouldn't last as long because it's airy.
No, yeah, cookies would be. I feel
like
the most.
I mean, cakes can make it a week and be fine.
Word.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. If someone shipped me a cake.
Dude, my mom shipped me a cake. And it took a week to get to me, and it was bomb. It was bomb even when I opened it.
So like cake made in LA sent to Seattle, or like cake made somewhere and sent.
So I think if I remember correctly, the company is based out of like Culver City.
Okay.
Which is like, which is I guess for the people that don't live in California, it's Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's like. North of? I think it's north of LA. Culver City. Yeah. Culver City is north of LA.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's technically in the LA area, but not quite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways. But it's like the same amount. It's like, shipping-wise, it's a similar distance. Especially when you're shipping state to state, it's a similar difference. It's an inconsequential amount of, like, space.
Okay.
But, like, you know, my mom ordered it on a Sunday. I got it on a Saturday.
How was it? Was it mushed? I imagine mushed as cake.
It was not mushed. It was actually in perfect condition.
Wow.
No cracks, no nothing. And it was bomb. It was fire.
Damn, that's impressive. Was it like UPS or something? Who shipped it?
FedEx shipped it, man.
Damn, shout out FedEx for
dude
keeping a cake intact through shipping.
Shout out to them, man.
Because it went to a warehouse where some dude was just trying to get off of work and he just threw his box, and I can't fathom how a cake doesn't get like messed up.
I guess I got lucky, man. What can I say?
Like perfect condition, like mint, like you bought it from the store, and
like you bought it from the store, except it came in a styrofoam box.
Dang.
But it's good. It's good, man. It's expensive though.
I'm gonna ship a cake to myself.
Do not ship a cake to yourself. It is hella expensive. Don't do it. You're better off going to the
just going to the store, dude. Getting a cake.
Honestly, my favorite cake is those like the like Betty Crocker yellow cake boxes that you can get.
Oh.
Like at the grocery store. Like you don't go down the baking aisle. And they have, like, the baking mixes ready for you. Just get a basic-ass Betty Crocker yellow cake with chocolate frosting. Fire.
Yo. Freaking, I feel like they always had a bunch of Betty Crocker commercials back in the day. Do you remember those?
They did.
They always had a bunch of Betty Crocker commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I had a Betty Crocker pastry at one point in my life, but I just can't think of what it looks like.
It looks like any other pastry that you would get out of a box.
Normal. It just says Betty Crocker.
It's just Betty Crocker's. It's the first brand I could think of. Pillsbury makes a decent one too. But just using Betty Crocker as an example because it's usually the one that my mom would pick up. So
yeah, I would need a very extravagant like pastry to have it shipped to me.
Yes,
if I really, really, really wanted it.
But
it'd be rare. I can't even think about it.
No, man.
I don't know what rare pastry would be.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends, man. It depends.
I can't think of one.
But you know what we can think about? What we're going to talk about on this episode of the pod. So today, it's all basketball related, man, because the basketball season's coming up.
Basketball season is coming up. Is it October 19th?
I think I think it's the 19th. Might be the 21st.
Mm-hmm.
But there won't be the regular season will start before we record the next episode of the pod. So what better time to talk basketball with you and as extensive as possible than right now?
Yeah. Let's do it.
However, before we get to the season, while you're here and we had downtime, I want to get your opinion on the anime we watched. Because we watched one of my personal favorites, Kuroko no Basuke, or the basketball that Kuroko plays, or Kuroko's basketball, depending on how you want to call it.
Okay, on the last episode, I expressed how I don't hate it, how I used to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm invested now. Like I really wanna watch to see how it ends in terms of the generation of miracles.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what the red guy. So like, there's Kagami, right?
So Kagami, who plays for Seren.
Yeah, that's Kuroko's.
That's his teammate.
That's the Karl Malone to Kuroko's John Stockton. So really, what I'm excited to see is I want to see Kuroko freaking. I'm gonna say his name wrong this whole time. Kuroko do a layup finally and like score, because he's just been assist guy this whole time. So I want to see him do his unstoppable drive and then score.
Dude, hold on, but have you seen him make a basket at all through the whole series?
No, he's been missing this entire time. He hasn't even like attempted a shot. It's just been all assist. I feel like if you looked at his stat sheet, he'd have 20 assists and 0 everything.
He might have a rebound here and there. He'll get you a few steals.
Yeah, there you go. He'll get you some steals. He's definitely not a walking triple-double.
No.
But he could be. And that's what I'm looking forward to see. One of the things about like animes is there's always like a power-up. And you know somebody's going to get a power-up. Like in Dragon Ball Z where, you know, they're training and you just can't wait to see them like be all badass.
You mean like
that's low-key what's happening right now.
You mean like how we have like 4 different versions of Super Saiyan, not including Super Saiyan God, and not including Goku's ultimate instinct form, or the special power that Vegeta got when he was Super Saiyan 2, but had the power from Majin.
Oh,
Majin power. You know, so many characters have so many different like upgrades, like Frieza having like the 4 forms that he has, and then turning gold out of nowhere.
Who was cooler? Was that Frieza's brother? I
Yes.
just thought of that right now. Yeah.
Yes.
He was like a taller looking Frieza.
There's a taller looking Frieza. Got his ass kicked, but...
Okay, so I'm curious now.
So go ahead. What are you curious about?
Was Frieza's race? Did he have like brothers and sisters and stuff?
So
right? They were like a race.
So you had King Cold, and you had Cooler,
right?
Which is his brother, older brother.
Okay.
And then you had Frieza.
And Frieza was a dude, right?
Frieza was a dude, or is a dude, because technically, you know.
I think when we were little, it threw us off because Frieza was pink, and
yes.
In the dub version, the voice kind of sounded a little feminine-ish.
But even the sub.
Does it? Yeah, I mean Goku's voice sounds a little. Does a girl do Goku's voice
I think so.
in the sub? I think so. Probably that happens a lot in One Piece. It's a girl.
Yeah.
Naruto, I'm pretty sure it was a girl.
I mean, Gohan until he was an adult was voiced by a woman.
But yeah, so for Kuruko,
But for-
I want to see him drive. I want to see him drive, hit a layup, and then I want to see like the mastermind guy. So there's a nomine, so like he's street ball and like he's like LeBron James of it all. He's the best player. He's the ace of the squad. And then we're gonna see what the center looks like, the dude with the purple hair, and then I want to see the other dude with the red hair, where he was like team captain of the Generation of Miracles.
So,
or something like that, right?
okay, so you're talking about so you have Aomine, who's blue hair, dark blue hair, ace like the LeBron kind of. You had Kisei, the blonde haired guy, who can copy like everyone's moves.
Yeah.
You had
and Kisei's like I feel compared to the rest of the Generation of Miracles, he's like number 5. Like he's the bottom of the Generation of Miracles. He's hella good, but compared to the Generation of Miracles, I guess maybe him and green hair guy are low-key kind of the same.
Midorima.
Yeah, because green hair guy just shoots hella threes from everywhere. But yeah. So okay, keep going. So Midorima's the glasses, green hair.
Glasses guy, green hair, can shoot from anywhere on the court, like it's nothing. Like Steph Curry, but taller.
Yeah, I want to say he's more like Reggie.
Like Reggie Miller?
I don't know who.
See.
I want to say Damian Lillard because Damian Lillard pulls up from hella deep, but he doesn't have handles like Damian Lillard. He just shoots from far away.
Reggie Miller would actually be I think Reggie Miller. Maybe Ray Allen.
Klay Thompson.
Oh, Klay Thompson.
He's Klay Thompson.
That's a good one.
He's Klay Thompson.
Because Klay Thompson plays hella good D. And I feel like Midorima played like pretty solid D in the couple of games
and
he played.
He has a decent handle, but he's not gonna break your ankles. But green hair guy's game is like he's gonna like run around, catch and shoot, pull up from deep. Yeah, he's Klay Thompson.
Yeah, so you have those three, and then you have the super tall guy with the purple hair. That's Murasaki Bada.
Right.
And then you have Akashi, which is the pink hair guy. The pink hair guy is the guy that's like the dude that was like playing like chess essentially, like was playing like the games instead of playing like the board game.
The shogi.
Yeah, the shogi. Yeah, the captain, if you will.
Damn. So yeah. So okay, it's pink. I feel like I'm colorblind a little.
It's like a hot pink.
It's like a hot pink. Okay, so that dude, it was the team captain of the Generation of Miracles.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's super. He's interesting. Like, what's that guy about?
You'll just have to watch. You have to watch and find out. But I'm glad we got through season 1. Or what we call season 1.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're liking it enough to continue to watch it.
Yeah.
Because you were low key. You were kind of poking fun at it, man.
I was high key hating it because when I was first trying to watch it, I just couldn't get over the fact that like they had powers. I guess it's not even like really powers. I guess I was wrong on that point, but it's just very. Like I said in the last video, it's just like the pacing of it, I guess, that bothered me when I first watched it.
I mean, they got a certain set of skills, man. What can you do?
But now, like when I look at it and I watch it as just the anime and not trying to be so realistic about it, you can appreciate it. You just got to appreciate it for what it is.
I mean, and I think that's the thing with anime. And granted, I'm not as big into anime as you are. I mean, I'd be more than willing to change that, but. Where we're at, you know a lot more about anime than I do. But it's like with anime, you gotta go into it like with no expectation of like it matching reality.
Yeah, like you really have to accept it for what it is.
Even like the slice of life categories of shows still kind of have some semblance of like, you know, not with some semblance of it not being super realistic.
No, it's very there's the dramatic element to it
Yeah.
too, where it makes it more dramatic.
Exactly.
But yeah, so who do you from the players that we know now? So I say green hair guy. How do you say green haired guy's name?
Midorima.
Mirodima. I mispronounced it, but he's Klay Thompson.
Mhm.
Kisei. Damn, I don't know.
I don't think there's an NBA equivalent to Kisei.
Where like he just copies someone.
Like it's almost like if you were to have
But Adorime, so like the blue hair guy,
Aomine.
Aomine. You want to say LeBron, but like he has more handles. Well, LeBron got handles too, though.
Honestly, I would probably put him closer to Kobe
I was gonna say
than
rest in
LeBron.
peace.
Rest in peace to Kobe. But like with Kobe, it's like one of those things where it's like Kobe was good at a lot of things.
Yeah, and I think his mental too is kind of like the only person that can beat me is me kind of thing. Like his killer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say it's like the same as
it's
Kobe's,
kind of-
but it's Kobe-esque.
It's like 99 Kobe.
Okay, like just getting into the league, trying to prove himself.
Like he knows he's like top. Like in 99, like Kobe's probably what, top 10, top 15 in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But like he's like has all these like, you know,
He has a lot to prove still.
Yeah. No, not quite.
Because they didn't win a championship yet, right? They didn't win until 2000.
But I'm thinking like the 99 season, which ends in 2000.
Oh, so when they did win.
So like the first year that they won.
Okay.
You know, you get to actually take that three-peat and like kind of get an idea of like the similarity between Kobe and Aomine. Because like the first year, like dude's freshman year, well, dude's like first year in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's still trying to prove himself. He's playing the game because he plays the game because he loves it.
Mm-hmm.
And like over time, he just knows that he's better than everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Or he was like it's either in like Kobe, like, you know, those 3 years, it was like Kobe knew he was good, but like after that three-peat, he knew he was the shit. Like
Yeah.
he had that Kobe got.
There was no stopping him.
Yeah, dude. At that point, like the Mamba mentality, like was already like going into motion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like from a parallel standpoint, like if you're gonna compare like storyline wise, like Kobe and Naomi have a pretty similar one, at least from how I remember Kobe growing up. But
I agree with you.
But
I like that.
stylistically, it probably is closer to like first Cleveland Cavaliers LeBron, because that LeBron had some pretty decent handles, but like relied on athleticism to get in the paint, had some mid range game, but wasn't really a good 3-point shooter.
I think I'll still give it to Kobe because Omine does really good fadeaways, and Kobe was still doing those fadeaways.
That's
so
true.
I'll give it to Kobe.
Okay, we'll use Kobe.
But yeah, Kisei is hard though. I can't. You know what? I think I wanted to say Chandler Parsons, but that's just because he's blonde. That's just because he's blonde too.
Dude.
I'm just saying how they look, I guess.
I'm gonna let that one slide, man. I mean, if you really think about it, I don't think you need a necessary. I think for Kisei exclusively, like you don't need to put it under one specific player.
No,
I think Kisei could just embody the idea that like guys when they first come, because you know the thing about Kisei is he's fairly new to basketball.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you got guys that when they first enter the league, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy's my idol. Like I'm gonna learn his moves," and then like they try to do them against him, and like kind of see how it goes. Kind of like when Allen Iverson was in the league for a little bit, and like one of the first times he went up against Jordan, he like did a Jordan hit him with that crossover, kind of like that, where it's like, you know, he knows he's got talent, but like it's not until like you've seen your idol do it that like you're like, oh, I'm gonna do that, and then you actually get a chance to actually do it in the game and do the crossover. So it's like I think he embodies kind of like just that spirit, more so than having an individual player be like that talking point, you know?
Definitely. Yeah, I agree with you where he comes in and just kind of learns everything and just aspires to be like a better player type shit.
Yeah.
So he's forever a rookie, Loki.
Oh man, dude.
So who do you think before like I keep watching all of it and I'll see if I agree with you, who do you think the center is like and who do you think the pink hair dude is like?
So Murasaki Bada, who's the center, is very much like Shaq. Dominating presence on the inside. can do whatever he wants on the inside when he's fully engaged. But doesn't take basketball super seriously. And like, you know, Shaq Shaq's the first one Shaq will probably be the first one to tell you if he had Kobe's like drive, he would have been the best player of all time. Like hands down.
Yeah, I think they had an interview where he talks about that.
Yeah. And then so it's like that's like the easiest comparison I can give to you.
Okay.
It's not quite fundamentally sound because he doesn't really take the game super seriously.
Yeah, that's like his quirk where it's like he doesn't really love basketball at all. He just does it because he's good and he likes to win. Yeah. So what about the pink hair dude? What's the pink hair dude's guy's name?
That's Akashi.
Okay.
And Akashi's kind of like... What would be a good example for Akashi?
I remember you were saying Chris Paul the last time we were talking about it.
Yeah, I was thinking Chris Paul, but like Chris Paul... I would say Chris Paul, but Chris Paul... Would Chris Paul be the best option? Think about it. Maybe Steve Nash.
Okay. Player coach-ish.
Player coach-ish.
Or just a floor... Jason, would you say Jason Kidd? Like a floor general?
No, because Steve Nash was a better floor general than Jason Kidd.
Damn, do you think so?
I mean, did Jason Kidd win MVPs?
Yeah, but if Jason Kidd... No, but he was still around during those seasons, though. So I can't make that argument. Oh, man, dude, I
would say Steve Nash, because, like, the thing about...
You think Steve Nash is a better... So wait, what are we arguing about? That Steve Nash is a better floor general?
Than Jason Kidd, yeah.
To, like, set up people...
Dude, if Steve Nash wanted to, he could have averaged 30 a night.
Points?
Yeah. He could average 30. He could average 30 points.
Okay.
But no, Steve Nash's goal was to set his teammates up. And those teams, like, they had decent guys. But you know there were, like, Steve Nash masked a decent chunk of, like, flaws on those Suns teams.
Damn.
I mean, think about it.
Like, I wanna agree with you, but I can't. I feel like I can't just rid Jason Kidd off like that.
I'm not saying Andre Miller's a better floor general than Jason Kidd. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying something like Earl Boykins was like a better point guard than Jason Kidd was. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not going that far. But
you're just going into like how great Steve Nash was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve Nash might be like one of the 5 best point guards of all time.
Okay. To your point, though.
To my point. Hold on. I'm waiting for this.
If Steve Nash is the better floor general, how come Jason Kidd is second all time in assists?
How many seasons?
And Steve Nash is third.
How many seasons did Jason Kidd play compared to Steve Nash?
I don't know. I feel like Steve Nash played until Jason Kidd played till like he was in his 40s too, though. Were they around like the same? So you're saying like Jason Kidd was just around longer, and
so I will tell you,
he had Dirk towards the end there, and he didn't have back spasms. I was so sad when the Lakers got Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and Kobe Bryant. I thought we were gonna win. But that was just an explosion in all of our faces that nothing happened.
Yep.
Sad times.
Sad times. So Jason Kidd played from 94 to 2013.
Okay.
And Steve Nash played from 96 to 2015.
Okay. I can't do that math in my head. Who was there longer?
Roughly around the same time.
Okay.
But Steve Nash had, at least looking at it real quick, it looked like Steve Nash had more injury problems than Jason Kidd.
Then Jason Kidd. Okay. So we could argue that Jason Kidd. No, I don't know. But so Jason Kidd was more durable than Steve Nash.
Jason
I
Kidd was
guess
a little
you
more
could say
durable
that.
than Steve Nash.
So those extra 2,000 assists was because he was at least able to play.
Yes. So I will tell you, Jason Kidd, for his career, averaged 8.7 assists a game.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, interesting.
What?
Steve Nash only averaged 8.5 assists a game.
Ooh. Jason Kidd, but is a better floor general.
But Steve Nash's career high in assists is a whole assist more than Jason Kidd's.
Oh, okay. What was his career high in assists?
So Steve Nash's is 11.6, and then Jason Kidd's is 10.8.
Oh, okay.
So almost a full assist.
Hmm. All right. Okay. I mean, those are two like straight up Hall of Famers. Are they already in the Hall of Fame already? Or we still waiting for them to be in the Hall of Fame? No, Jason Kidd for sure is in the Hall of Fame because I remember him and Grant Hill came in together and they were just having like the whole thing where they had Rookie of the Year coming into the Hall of Fame together. There was like a thing. I don't think Steve Nash is in there yet though, but he'll probably be there. He'll probably be up next.
Hold on.
But yeah, those were really good.
So Nash and Jason Kidd both entered the Hall of Fame around the same time.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they were kind of close apart. They weren't that far away from draft classes.
They were actually, I think, were they teammates at one point?
When they were both in the Suns, I could see.
No.
Because Jason Kidd was the Sun. I think that's when he was blonde, and then he went to the Nets.
Yeah. From 96 to 98, they were teammates in Phoenix.
Damn, you imagine... What if, like, that backcourt... Like, what if those two guys were in the same team now? In the league now? You think they would have just ran through everyone?
No.
No, I wouldn't say ran through everyone. Because they didn't shoot that well. They would have done really good.
What iteration of each guy would we get? That's the question. Because if you're giving me, like, prime Steve Nash and slightly after his prime Jason Kidd, when Jason Kidd finally developed a three-point shot, you'd have a pretty good chance of, like, just running the backcourt, especially because now, like, shooting guards aren't super tall.
Yeah,
like you can get away with running Nash and Kidd both at guard.
Yeah, they'll be like small ball. Are they around the same height as? So would that be low key?
So Nash is 6'3", and then Kidd 6'4".
Okay, so that's low key, kind of like Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum.
Yeah, kind of.
Backcourt.
Kind of, yeah.
Like going a little smaller. Damn. What about?
It was like when Steph and Monta Ellis were teammates.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it depends who they're like who the
other three
who you put around them, of how well that they could be.
I mean, that's a question for another pod.
That is a question for another.
Or pod. That's a question for our audience to answer.
Who would be the other best three players?
If you had to build the team around Steve Nash and Jason Kidd in their prime, who do you put them around?
Just hella shooters and then Shaq. 2 shooters and Shaq. Could we pick anybody?
You have to. They have to have played at the same time. That's the only condition I'll give. So like you can't be like, oh, I just give him to Luka Doncic and Jason Tatum alongside DeAndre.
So, like in the 90s ish.
Like late, like anywhere from like the mid 90s to like the early 2010s.
Okay. Damn. Okay, so all right, I'm just gonna in my head. So Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. So 1 and 2, but they're both low key, just kind of.
I mean,
point guards.
It's the backcourt.
Yeah, it's the backcourt.
Like I think they'd be fluid enough to both be point and shooting guard respectively.
I'm just gonna say players, bro. So I'm gonna go 3. Will be Cobes, and then 4 would be Durant, and then after that our 5. What the fuck? Who would be our 5 during those times? I kind of want to get someone. Damn, who's the 5 that could stretch the floor?
Here, I'll give you mine.
Okay,
I'll give you my team, and then you can figure out like a center from there.
Okay, go.
So I mean, I would have Nash at the point guard, Kidd at shooting guard. Kidd was was always a little bit of a stronger player physically than Nash was.
Okay.
So you kind of want that physicality at the 2, so that way if
Okay.
they do need to go and defend a 3, it's not like a huge problem. At the 3 guard position. So at the small forward position, if you want to use traditional terms, I would actually have because I think you don't want to put like superstars at every position. Because I feel like for a team like that to work, like you want like guys that kind of know their role. So at the 3, I'd actually have I'd have Vince Carter.
Okay.
At the 4, I'd have Rashard Lewis.
Oh, okay.
So a guy that can shoot from a bigger guy that can shoot from anywhere on the court. Rashard Lewis played decent enough defense to get Seattle in the post to get Seattle to a bunch of playoffs. When it was him and Ray Allen, and they didn't have this like Hall of Fame level point guard at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have had Gary Payton for a little bit, but I think the timing might have been different. But you have Rashard Lewis, and then at center, I mean, obviously you'd want to say Shaq, but if you're trying, but like, Shaq's great. Like Shaq's great, but is that someone you want? Is that a center you want to commit to? Like, I mean, such an imposing force in the paint that it doesn't matter who like goes against him. Because like you can argue that the league was already starting to like move closer to like a Phoenix Sun style of ball when him and Wade won in Miami.
Yeah, it was like faster pace, but I think they still played kind of like outside or inside outside.
Yeah. And with Nash and Kidd, like you can get away with having a Shaq level center.
Yeah, Shaq makes the most sense, especially from like that era of like late 90s to late 2010s.
But I'll let you
early 2010s.
I'll let you have Shaq.
Who else would you pick then?
I'll let you have Shaq.
Who's your center? I really can't think of any other.
I'm actually running Kevin Garnett at center.
I was thinking KG.
Actually, you
KG.
know what? I take that back.
Are you gonna say Tim Duncan?
I am gonna say Tim Duncan right
now.
Maybe David Robinson, but no.
Honestly, I was
the best power forward of all time is running center for my team.
I think. No, my team would be. I was gonna say freaking just.
I mean, you can always use Dirk.
I was literally gonna say I'm gonna put Dirk at the 5. Then we're just gonna have so much shooting. Just give me Shaq. Just give me Shaq. Right. You know what? Give me Mutombo. Just give me Mutombo.
Well,
or Alonzo Mourning.
Dude, I was actually just about to say Alonzo Mourning, man.
Nah, fuck that, because Shaq would run through those guys. All right, I'll go with Shaq.
Dude, okay, you have Shaq. I have Tim Duncan, man.
Yeah.
But I've got Vince Carter who can do anything on the court. You know what? Scratch that. I'm gonna take out Vince Carter.
Are you gonna put T-Mac?
I am gonna put T-Mac. How'd you know?
Yeah. That would make sense. He would be a good against Kobe.
Yeah. Dude, is it safe to say if McGrady didn't get injured as often as he did, that he'd be top 5 all time?
Yeah. I'd say he would.
I agree.
Him and Yao, like the ceiling for both of those guys, if they didn't get injured, that Houston team could have. Do you think they could have won a dynasty if T-Mac and? But they would have had to beat freaking Cobes though, in like because that was kind of going into like 08, 09, 2010 because they came up like 07, like 06, 07 ish, right around there.
They would have had to deal with
the Celtics. The Celtics victory.
They would have had to deal with this. They actually probably would have dealt with the Lakers first because they're both
definitely
West teams. But then I think if
they would have to deal with the Spurs teams then.
If they stayed healthy at their prime, they would have had to deal with the Spurs, the Lakers, and the Celtics. Mm-hmm. And then they would have ran it back for a little bit longer, then ran into the Heatles with LeBron, Bosh, and Wade.
Oh, okay. So like we're going into. I feel you.
I think that's when it would like their last couple of years they'd run into the Heatles, and then you have that problem. But then you have Dallas. Then you have the Mavericks with Dirk, who were always kind of pesky around that time.
Okay, yeah. If we're going into like the later 2010s,
and then in this scenario, and then like you have like the Phoenix Suns, who
Steve Nash
and all of them. So you've got a bunch of different teams. I mean, you have and then you have like the upstart OKC Thunder around that time.
Yeah, I think they would have got one. They probably would have. I feel the year 07 when. Well, no, I don't know. I can't think about like what the games were like. So I feel like I don't know if I have the right like information. I was gonna say they would have beat the Spurs, and the year that the Spurs beat LeBron, that could have been them. But I feel like did they get injured that year? I don't know.
I don't think they were on the.
Maybe they were healthy that year. No, they weren't on the same team yet.
No. Well, because Yao came in the league like what? 99, 2000?
2000, somewhere around there. Like around the 2000. But yeah, T-Mac had that same mentality as Kobe, where they could have just like dominate a game type shit.
So Yao Ming was drafted in 2002.
Okay.
And McGrady was acquired in 04.
Okay.
So they had that amount of time to figure it out. And they played together for... Try to see how long.
I want to say like they played together from what, like 07 to 2011? No, that doesn't sound right.
I mean, the last note of Tracy McGrady was that like he 2010.
Okay.
So they had 04 from 2004 to 2010. So they wouldn't have.
Oh, so they were together in 04?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So like you could realistically think that they would have beat. If you're thinking realistically, they could have beat the Lakers that had Malone and Payton.
Mm-hmm.
They could have beat those Pistons teams.
Yeah, Pistons were good during those years.
Yeah. Do you think they have enough? They would have been able to beat Shaq and Wade in Miami
if they were both healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they could, but I can't. Like the rest of that roster, kind of like I can't really think of who else was in that roster because then everyone else that kind of fills out.
So I know at some point they had Trevor Ariza, but like a young Trevor Ariza.
And they had Ron Artest.
Eventually. At some point, they had Ron Artest. I think it was just after the Malice in the Palace.
Oh, they had like Scola, right?
At some point, they had Louis Scola. They had Aaron Brooks.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I think at that point, they might have had a young Kyle Lowry.
Where Kyle Lowry was in Houston?
Yeah.
I thought he was a Raptor his whole career.
No.
Oh, damn. Okay, well, speaking of Kyle Lowry, he is now on the Miami Heat.
Ooh, actually get into modern basketball. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's switch it up. How do you feel? What is who's gonna win it with all these with everyone kind of I don't know if there was a crazy offseason. DeMar DeRozan's in Chicago now.
I thought it was a pretty eventful offseason. So some of the highlights of the year of the offseason, you had Kyle Lowry deciding to go to Miami instead of Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
You had Kawhi re-signing on a 4-year deal.
Oh, so he's still on the Clippers. Okay,
Still on the Clippers. He's hurt.
Everyone's like, is he gonna leave again?
Yeah.
Is he gonna leave? Was that the rumors?
That was the rumor that he was gonna leave.
There's so much drama in that.
That like Dallas was gonna give him a huge offer and he was gonna accept it.
Oh shit.
We had DeRozan going to Chicago, which I think is not.
Does Chicago go to the playoffs now with DeRozan, Vuja? Who's the homeboy from Orlando? Vucevic. Yeah, Vucevic.
And they have Lonzo
he was
Ball.
an all-star last year.
He was an all-star. They have Lonzo. They still have Zach
LaVine.
They got Caruso, man. Caruso's a game changer.
They got the Caruso. Damn. Good. At least he's on a roster. Shouts out Caruso.
I think they make the playoffs. I don't know how high of a seed they are. Because realistically, I don't know if
they're 8th at least.
Yeah, but that's play-in.
Yeah, like 8th, 7th.
How high?
I feel like I'm eating my words. I feel like they're gonna. I say they're 8 and 7. Then when we fast forward a couple months from now, they're gonna be. Maybe they're in the middle, like the 4 or 5-ish.
Okay, so we'll talk about the East. Well, then we'll talk about the East first.
Okay.
Brooklyn still has Durant, Harden. We don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie because Kyrie refuses to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So he essentially is unable to do anything with the team until he gets vaccinated.
Yeah. So we'll see there. But
we'll
they
see.
still got.
They
still got freaking Kevin Durant and
James Harden. But they have Patty Mills. They got Patty Mills for free
true.
agency. They still have Nicholas Claxton. They still have, guys on the bench. They still have Joe Harris who can shoot.
There you go. That's what I was thinking about.
Like they've got guys that can contribute and can contribute well.
Okay, so number one, we're just gonna say. Are you gonna say over Milwaukee? They're number one.
No, I'm gonna put Milwaukee 1. You don't put the champs lower. In my opinion, you don't put the champion lower than 1. Going into the season after they had just won the title.
Put some respect on their name.
Got to put the respect on the champion's name. So
put some respect on their name.
Milwaukee 1 with the possibility that Milwaukee can go as low as 4.
Did they get anyone new? Because PJ Tucker went to Miami.
PJ Tucker left, but I think they're gonna have Bobby Portis take up those minutes.
Okay.
Not 100% sure. I don't think they really added anyone.
Yeah, they kind of running it back for the most part.
Yeah, they're running it back. They still have Giannis. They still have Middleton. They still have Holiday.
They got the core. I think that's important that they got the core. Holiday. That's what matters.
DiVincenzo's going to come back, and he's going to do well off the bench. Was
Vincenzo hurt? I didn't see him too much, or did they just not play him?
No, he got hurt at the beginning, like either just before the postseason or like as the postseason had just started, and he missed all of the playoffs.
Okay.
So there were a lot of times where Milwaukee was running their starting 5, and then Pat Connaughton would come in every so often.
Yeah, he had a good series though. I feel like towards the end there, Pat Connaughton wasn't too bad.
Oh, he played pretty good defense.
Yeah,
his offense, the numbers might not show it, but he actually played a better series than people will probably give him credit for.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Milwaukee 1.
Milwaukee 1, Brooklyn 2.
Okay.
Sixers 3.
Okay, for sure.
So I'll put it this way:
where's Ben Simmons gone?
I mean, Ben Simmons is still in Philly.
We'll see. What do you think? Do you think they're gonna trade deadline him or keep him and try to figure it out?
Ultimately, I think he gets moved at some point.
Okay.
But I think he plays at least to the deadline.
Okay.
I mean,
is there any other sport where they just trade people in the middle of the year? I love how they just press the reset button sometimes in NBA and they're like, okay, it's fucking like musical chairs.
You'll see it sometimes in baseball. But what happens in baseball usually is you'll get like 2 or 3 teams that are so bad that they know they're out. and decide that they want to go on a full on rebuild, and then decide to trade like half their team, like the Cubs. Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
This, like, we talked about this a couple pods back. The Cubs gutted their major league roster to start a full on rebuild.
Like right in the middle of the season.
Right in the middle of the season.
We're not going to win.
Like they still had some form of a chance in the playoff to make the playoffs. Like they weren't completely out of it, but they were pretty far out of it. So like they traded away like a bunch of their guys just to get prospects and like start the rebuilding process.
Yeesh.
So like in baseball, like you get those trades, but it's usually like one or two teams that are completely gutting their roster, and then like 6 or 7 teams benefit from it.
Okay. But okay, so 3 is Philly.
3 is Philly.
4, who you putting?
I put the Hawks 4.
I'll give it to you, man. They had a good run last year. I could see them. Did they acquire anyone new?
I don't think a lot of. I don't think so. I don't think they acquired anyone that kind of moves the needle. If that makes sense.
They probably like switched some like role players around, but not a like crazy big trade.
I mean that team's built around Trae Young, and Trae Young's still there.
Yep.
So you still have Trae Young, you still have John Collins, you still have Kevin Huerter. Like, you still have like most of that roster.
Yeah, they're just pretty much like Milwaukee. They're just gonna run it back with the guys they had.
Pretty much, and that was from what I remember, like that's a very very common thread for a good chunk of teams, is that there wasn't a whole lot of moving around. I think Chicago probably had the most like moves of
people moving. Yeah, Chicago, and I feel like Miami too.
Well, I mean, because I put Miami 5.
Okay.
No, I put Miami 6.
Ooh, who's 5?
Boston.
Yeah, Boston. Good.
Honestly, I think
they got because the Knicks got Fourier. Did they get anyone new? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Was Jaylen Brown injured last year?
I think,
or did they have everyone?
Points. They didn't have They didn't have everyone.
They have Horford back though now, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Because they traded away. That was their big move. They traded Kemba Walker away. For Horford.
Okay. Kemba and Nick now.
Yeah, Kemba and Nick now.
Okay.
Got bought out by OKC.
So 3 was Philly.
3 was Philly. 4 is Atlanta. 5 is Boston.
Atlanta. Okay. 6 is Miami.
6 is Miami. 7 is New York. 8 is Indiana.
Indiana? Who the fuck's in Indiana?
Indiana. They just got Rick Carlisle, man.
The coach?
Yeah, the coach.
Okay, who else?
I mean, they still have Domantas Sabonis.
Okay,
they still have Miles Turner.
It wasn't bad. Indiana wasn't bad. You're right,
dude. They made the.
I forget about Indiana.
They won the play-in.
Were they the 8th seed?
Yes.
Okay. Damn. So Chicago's not on your making.
See, but that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm gonna give you so I have Indiana at 8. I have Chicago 9. And then
like trying to play it in,
and then at the Hornets 10. However, 5 through, I feel like the top 4 are the top 4.
Okay.
But 5 through 10 are interchangeable.
Yeah.
We're like
it's gonna be like a mix of, it could go up and down.
It can go up and down, and like you can even look at like teams outside of that. I said Charlotte at 10, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Cleveland, who got a bunch of big men and decided, hey, we're gonna see hopefully one of these
if they could make a run for something.
Yeah, because
they got Rubio.
They did get Rubio, but they drafted Evan Mobley, who scouts and GMs have said that could be the best player out of that draft in 5 years. They did the sign in trade with Chicago to get Lowry Markkanen.
Was he the shooter?
Yeah.
Okay, I like him.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He shoots a lot.
They still have Kevin Love.
Damn, I forget about Kevin Love. Is Kevin Love going to go anywhere? Is he going to be a Cav for the rest of his life?
Probably. No one wants to take on his contract, and he's not going to buy out his contract and not get paid.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna chill here.
I'm-
Do you think he misses LeBron?
I mean,
He don't miss
I
LeBron.
don't
He
think
don't
he
miss
misses
LeBron.
LeBron.
He don't miss LeBron. Okay, so yeah, there's the Cavs.
So the Cavs have a decent. So the Cavs have a decent shot. Washington, you can never count out the Wizards because Bradley Beal is a beast, and
That's true.
in my pick for most improved is going to
Is Kyle Kuzma?
Kyle Kuzma. I think Kyle Kuzma averages around 19, 20 points and has like 8 or 9 boards.
Do
This
you see
season.
those memes where they were making fun of him, like he's gonna be a Shanghai Shark?
Yeah,
I just saw a bunch of those like reasons why Kyle Kuzma is gonna be a Shanghai Shark.
yeah. It's the same. It's roughly the same ones that came out when Ben Simmons cost the Sixers in the playoffs, and they're like, "Oh, dude, Ben Simmons is about to be a Shanghai Shark."
I feel for Ben Simmons, bro. Like
Yeah.
just the whole pass at the end there.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, you feel bad. I mean,
Where do you put Toronto? Toronto doesn't really have anyone anymore.
I think Toronto.
They got Van Fleet.
They have Van Fleet. They still have Siakam.
Yeah.
They have a couple of other guys. They have like OG Anunoby.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's like they really.
They don't have any like bona fide all stars.
I mean, Siakam's an all-star, but
Siakam was all-star, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and Van Fleet could take that next step if now that Lowry's
Van Fleet
out.
could be good. Mhm.
But they don't really have a lot of guys on that roster.
Yeah, there's definitely trying to build it out now. I feel.
The thing about the East is there's not one team that I can say for sure is like the worst team.
Yeah, the East has gotten. I feel like gotten way better compared to the LeBron Cleveland years. You knew LeBron was going?
Does the East now have more parity than the West?
What do you mean by more parity?
Like our team, like does the East have a better 1 through 15 teams than the West?
I think the West is still better. Dude, I don't know. That's hard because Durant's in the East now. James Harden's in the East.
So I'll put it this way. I'm taking back my statement.
Okay.
There's one team in the East that I could see that can easily envision being the 15th seed and being the worst team in that conference, and that's Detroit. I know they have Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham. I know they have Jeremy Grant still. I know Killian Hayes is always primed to ball out and prove.
Was Cade Cunningham like the number one?
Cade Cunningham was the number one.
Last one? Okay.
Shooting guard out of Oklahoma State.
Okay.
So they have a lot of young guys that aren't ready to take that step. And it's a team that's going to be super dependent on Cade Cunningham coming in and being one of the top 20 best players in the league.
Yeah, just balling out of his mind.
And you can't expect a rookie to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Although historically, guards tend to adjust to the game quicker than big men do.
And especially now in this,
especially now
how they play it,
for how the game's played now, it's totally different. So I think Detroit would be the only one that I could I can easily pencil in at 15. Maybe Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Orlando because Orlando got Jalen Suggs.
Yeah.
Got Jalen Suggs 5. Oh, Toronto picked up Scottie Barnes.
Who is that?
4th overall.
Okay. Is that
just
from the draft?
From the draft, yeah.
Okay.
4th overall from the draft. But good chunks of athleticism. Reminds you kind of like Siakam.
Okay.
But could have been drafted later on in the draft. Because Scottie Barnes could have been considered a reach, but still a first round talent.
Yeah.
But with Orlando, Detroit has Cunningham, so they could make a jump, but they are probably the least talented team out of everyone. You have the Magic, who could also be who you aren't expecting to make the playoffs, but I personally feel like right now are somewhat better than Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
They have they picked up Jalen Suggs, who I thought was the most NBA ready guy in the draft.
Yeah.
Because he had the time, played for Gonzaga. Was able to be the focal point of a runner-up in the NCAA tournament team. A team that only lost the national championship game all season. Mo Bamba's actually looking really solid this.
Oh yeah, I forget
playoffs,
about.
And now he actually has.
They had a song about him, right?
Yeah, dude, Sheck West, man.
There you go.
Shout out to Sheck West, but
yeah.
The Magic have a bunch of young guys and they have talent, but I don't know if they have that guy.
Yeah, so like bring like the main dude and like the guy that they're gonna be like, this is the focal point,
exactly.
And we're gonna build like around him.
And you could do that,
or like someone who could take over, I guess.
I think you could do that with Suggs, but I think the point I'm trying to make is they're gonna be without Markelle Fultz for most of, if not the whole season.
Is he still? So he's gonna be injured for the rest.
He's gonna be injured for a while.
I feel for that guy.
Dude.
And he was just kind of like getting his like shit going too.
Dude,
okay, like, he was looking good.
So last season, they were above 500 with him in the lineup, and won less. I think they won less games with playing double the amount of games that he was out. So I think if I remember correctly that they went 16-11 with him as a starter, and then won like 15 games the rest of the year.
Yikes! Yeah, man, he was good. I think he was in a good environment to kind of grow.
He was in a really good environment, and for a lot of guys in the league, it's about like having an opportunity to kind of make something of your own.
Yeah. So do you think Kyle Kuzma is going to have that opportunity?
Kyle Kuzma is going to benefit from what I call it the Lakers rebirth.
The Lakers rebirth. Okay.
Because like as soon as dudes leave the Lakers, they like become better players.
Who else had a Lakers rebirth?
I mean, okay, so you can look at it. So you can look at Brandon Ingram.
Oh, facts.
Julius Randle.
What's the Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo Ball even plays better. D'Angelo Russell. When he left,
these are solid. Who's D'Lo with now? Minnesota still, right?
Minnesota.
Okay.
We could talk about them.
We'll get to the West. We'll get to the West.
But it's Josh Hart even. Josh Hart is playing better now.
Jordan Clarkson.
So like,
he's gonna get the Lakers rebirth. I feel you're very much onto something right now. He's gonna
be the next first round. He's gonna be the next Laker to get his Lakers rebirth.
Tangent. If the Lakers kept everyone that they drafted since D'Lo and like Julius Randle and all of them, where do you think we would be? No LeBron. That never happened. But we still have Clarkson. We still got D'Lo.
If you had the financial flexibility to keep all of those guys, would it be probably the 4th seed?
Yeah,
because you don't have that star.
No.
And unfortunately, in the league, you kind of
it's like a star power league.
You kind of need to have that one guy.
So one of those guys in there, like somebody has to like blow up and become like out of the world, like hella good, I guess.
And I think that guy would have been Brandon Ingram.
In my head, I feel like it would have been D'Lo. Like I was just thinking D'Lo, just be like D'Lo becoming like. This might be blasphemous to say, but what if D'Lo became like Steph Curry good? Steph Curry
if he couldn't be Steph Curry with Steph
Curry. He was on the Warriors though. Right? D'Lo was in the Warriors at one point?
And then traded for Andrew Wiggins. I will tell you that if you were to take all the Lakers and all of those Lakers and you build out a starting five, if you think about it, your starting five would probably be what, D'Angelo Russell at the 1, Lonzo Ball at the 2, and then they interchange point guard.
Ooh, I wonder how that would have worked out. Yeah, because Lonzo's more of like a facilitator, he doesn't score like that.
Yeah,
maybe,
but he would hide D'Angelo Russell's defensive flaws.
Okay,
because Lonzo Ball is a really good defender.
He's like 6'6", like he's good. Yeah,
he's 6'6", and he doesn't really need to shoot.
Okay.
Then you went Ingram at the 3, Kuzma at the 4, and then Randall at the 5. You have
Clarkson coming off the bench.
You have Clarkson. You have Clarkson, Hart, and Ivica Zubac coming off the bench.
Oh yeah, we had Zubac too at one point.
Yeah, you had Ivica Zubac at one point.
Yo, I feel that's not bad, bro.
Dude, that's a
Like now, that's not bad, and especially like who they become. But do you think they needed to leave LA to become the players that they are?
they all needed to leave LA to become the players that they are. And it's not even a matter of like needing to go to like a smaller market to get away from it.
Yeah.
Some of them need to get away from Kobe.
Oh yeah, because they were playing with Kobe.
Some of them were playing
for a lot
with-
of them.
Some of them, like, oh, you can have Larry Nance too. If you really want to think about it, you can have Larry Nance Jr.
Yeah.
He's also
Is he in the? He's out the league now, right?
No, he's still in the league. Are you kidding me?
Is he in Cleveland? Where's Larry Nance now? But yeah, that core sounds crazy.
Portland.
He's in Portland now. Oh, good for Larry Nance. I thought he was a Shanghai Shark.
Might as well have been a Shanghai Shark because he was in Cleveland for a while. But yeah, so but the late, going back to Kuz, he's one of those guys that like I personally think is one of the top 3 choices for most improved.
I could see it,
and like
I believe it.
That's a lot of that's going to be because of opportunity, because you're not having to try to fit your style into a LeBron James, Anthony Davis led team.
Yeah, instead of, but they were kind of hoping for him to be that next guy though, to be. Was that it? Like when they kept him, they were hoping like Kuzma could be the fill in the 3 for the LeBron.
They tried that.
Anthony Davis and like Kyle Kuzma would be the 3 of big 3.
They tried that, but Kyle Kuzma I don't think he had the. His shot wasn't consistent enough.
Mm-hmm.
And he was missing a little bit of a lateral quickness. But was actually really solid when he actually
was good, man. I mean, they got a chip, bro.
He played really good when Anthony Davis was out.
Because he got more time with the ball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Lakers would have kept the guys that they drafted, they'd have a hell of a team.
They would, especially like what they became now.
Yeah.
If like you think they were together, so it would be really interesting. So for me,
shout out to Jim Buss, by the way,
for drafting those
people.
those guys.
People ridiculed Jim Buss for the moves, but like all of those guys are still putting in work in the league.
Yeah, they're not all blessed. Yeah. They're not like out of the league.
They're not like out of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone other than Kuzma are Jim Buss people.
Interesting. Is Jeannie Buss in charge of everything?
So you have Rob Pelinka, who's like GM, I think, but Jeannie Buss runs the team.
Okay. But all of those, so like D'Lo, Jordan Clarkson, Randall, that was Jim Buss?
That was Jim Buss.
Interesting. Well, damn. That's really... Yeah, those guys, that's so interesting to think about if all those guys stay together.
Right.
But I think your Laker rebirth theory is very on point right now.
I'm telling you, man. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. When Laker young players leave the Lakers, they become better.
We'll see. Well, I believe you. I could see Kyle Kuzma balling out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on that this year.
Keep an eye on it. And if I'm wrong about Kuzma, let me know.
Okay.
But okay, so let's quickly run through the East, and then we can transition over to the West.
Yeah. Okay. So for my top 8 for the East, so I'll go Milwaukee first. We'll do Brooklyn. I'll go Philly 3. Was that the same one as yours? Philly 3?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, who would be 4? Who was your 4?
I had Atlanta 4.
You had Atlanta 4? I feel like doing it. You know what? I'm gonna put Miami 4. Then let's do Atlanta 5. I'll do the Knicks 6, Chicago 7, and then who would be my 8? Did I say Miami yet? I said Miami, right? Oh, bro, I didn't even say the Celtics.
You didn't
oh my
say the Celtics,
god.
no.
Okay.
I'm letting you run through it.
Hold up.
Now you get to experience a little bit of what I was struggling with.
Hold up. Okay, so Milwaukee, Brooklyn.
Okay.
Milwaukee, Brooklyn. Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Celtics.
Who over Philly? Over
Yep.
Philly.
Because I feel like they're a mess, dude. Like, are they gonna keep Ben Simmons? Are they gonna try to figure it out? Are they even like still like have good chemistry after all of this? Like, I have no idea.
I'll ask you a question.
Mhm.
You take Ben Simmons off that team. How good are they?
I think they're still pretty good. No,
I mean, you have Joel Embiid.
they'll definitely go down more. I think. I don't know. They're still.
I mean, think about it.
They're not top. They'll go down. They'll go down. They would go down. Is that what you're? Or are you saying? What are you saying? That they'll still be? Would they be a better team? What do you think?
I just want to tell you what guys that they would have.
Okay.
So they still have Joel Embiid,
Okay.
who almost was an MVP.
Yep.
Tobias Harris.
Yep. J. Cole.
Shout out to J. Cole.
Mm.
They still have Matisse Thybulle. No, not Matisse Thybulle. Yeah, Matisse Thybulle.
Okay.
Really good defender.
Totally.
They have, and that's like a decent core there. And you have to remember that they were also first seed. As I also tell you that
Danny Green's still there, right?
Danny Green's still there.
Okay.
They still have Shake Milton, who's really solid.
Mm-hmm.
They picked up Seth Curry.
Oh, yep. South Korea's there.
Have to have a Curry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Maxey, really solid as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could easily point to him having a really good second season. But that's just some of the guys that they have on the squad, and it's a pretty good squad on its own. And the one
without Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm. But I agree. I personally agree with you. I think they do take a hit. How much of a hit? I don't know. But since he's still on the roster, I feel like you have to consider him still on the team.
Because they were they 4 last year?
They were the
one.
They were the one
like
seed.
2.
They were the one seed last year.
Oh no shit.
They were the 1 seed. They beat Brooklyn by a game.
Oh damn.
So.
All right. Well, I'll put Celtics 3.
Oh, ooh, okay.
I'll still put Celtics 3.
Can you name me another Celtic other than Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown?
Al Horford.
Other than Al Horford, because we talked about him.
No clue. But I'm putting them 3. I believe in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
So this is so your 7th seed last year is going to be your 3 seed this year. Okay.
Hell yeah, they're figuring this shit out.
I mean, to your credit, they have Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, they got Schroeder now.
They have Schroeder. They still have Marcus
But Schroeder messed up his contract, right?
Oh, dude, he could have got the bag from the Lakers and decided not to take the bag and bet on himself, and he bet wrong.
Yikes.
So they have Dennis Schroeder still. They still have Marcus Smart. Robert Williams, their center, is a really good passer out of the center position.
Okay.
So could take some of the ball handling responsibility away from other guys and just kind of let other guys kind of do their thing. Still have Romeo Langford, who's really solid. You said Al Horford, who as a backup big is going to be really solid, even as a starting big for that Celtics system. New coach, by the way, but for that Celtics system.
Oh, they got rid of Brad Stevens.
Brad Stevens is the president of basketball operations.
Oh, so he's still part of the organization.
Danny Ainge retired.
Oh, so he got Danny Ainge's spot. Good for Brad Stevens. So who's the head coach now?
Do you remember former NBA player Ime Udoka?
No clue. But he's the head coach now.
He's the head coach now.
Okay.
Power forward in the league in the 2000s.
Well, you know what? It's going to be Lakers Celtics this year.
Oh.
Yep. Said it.
Let's save that. Let's save that for our. We'll talk more about that when we get to the final the NBA playoff predictions. So
okay, let me run through my shit.
Run through the rest of your East.
Milwaukee, Brooklyn, the Celtics. I feel like that's a very hot take right now. I'll go Philly 4. We'll do Miami. Then after Miami, I'll do Atlanta.
Okay.
Chicago,
Okay.
The Knicks.
It's a pretty solid top 8.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. That's what we're
Okay.
going for. Then
Okay,
the
so-
Hornets are just outside.
So then, okay, so you're saying the Hornets would be 9. Who would be your 10th seed?
Indiana, since
Okay.
you mentioned Indiana earlier.
Okay, so what you're saying is Detroit, Orlando, Cleveland, Toronto, and Washington wouldn't make the playoffs.
Nope.
So do you think Bradley Beal then finds a way to get out of Washington at that point?
Yes. I mean, but how much is he getting paid? Is he getting paid the max?
If he's not getting the max, he's getting close to the max. But he's
Okay.
younger, so he's younger, so his max isn't as big as like John Wall's was.
Where's John Wall now? I'm gonna Google it right now.
John Wall's in Houston.
Is he still? He didn't get moved anywhere.
We will.
Oh, Oladipo's in Miami now too.
Yeah, but Oladipo's out for a good chunk of the year.
Oh, damn.
Injuries,
Okay.
man. Injuries. But that's good to know that you have those 5 teams not making the playoffs. I have roughly the same.
Yeah,
Although
I
I
know.
give Washington and Cleveland a shot of getting there, because Cleveland has a bunch of young guys that I think are ready
Yeah.
to take that step to at least get in the play-in.
Colin Sexton.
Colin Sexton,
right? Yeah, he's good.
Darius Garland's still there.
Mhm.
Kevin Love
Kevin
has
Love.
some veteran presence on the bench. Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, shout out Ricky
Shout
Rubio.
out.
Do you think if Kevin Love gets traded to a good team or like a championship contender team, like how Blake Griffin did, you think he'll have like a reemergence and like he'll get hella good?
If he doesn't have to play a lot, he could.
Like if he's like role player,
If he's like role player.
kind of like Blake Griffin's like get a rebound, be the hustle
If you
guy.
give Kevin Love the Blake Griffin role, he's fine, and you'll get a lot of value out of it.
Oh, that's true. Like get the rebound,
Get the rebound,
freaking shoot a three.
make a shot here and there.
I think
do
Kevin
just
Love's
enough
better in that role than Blake Griffin.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to.
Because I think he's a better shooter than Blake Griffin.
I mean, is he a better shooter now?
I want to say so. Yeah, I feel like we're hating on Kevin Love because we haven't seen him in like so long. Like, you know what I'm saying?
mean, they both have suffered from injuries, so it's kind of hard to say.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, that's my team. That's my 8.
Those are your 10. Those are your 10 because
those are my 10 for the East.
those are your 10, and those are really hot takes. And I think when we come back from the break and talk about the Western Conference, I think you're gonna have hotter takes from me.
We'll see.
So when we get back, we'll talk about the West.
Okay.
And we're back. Lee, I know you're a Lakers fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you probably think that they're gonna make it to the championship,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you think they're gonna hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy at the end.
Damn, dude, you just end the pod right now. You just predicted the future. That's it.
I disagree, but why don't we, for the Western Conference, since we went into a top 10, top 15 for the East, let's do that for the West.
Okay, so my top 10
Let's hear this top 10
for the playoffs is the Lakers. Then the Lakers. Oh, okay, no, okay. But I'm really excited. We're super old.
Such a freaking dude. You're the oldest team. The Lakers are the oldest team in the league.
Yeah, you were saying the average is like 31.
Dude, the average age of the Lakers is 30.9, so essentially 31. Number 2 is the Miami Heat at 28.8. So 2 years gap between the oldest and the second oldest.
Damn. And that's not even like, I guess in NBA years that's old, but yeah.
The league average is 26.2.
It's a young league.
26.2. The Lakers are 4 years older than the average. 4 years.
We got this, bro. We got Melo. Now.
Okay, you got Melo.
I really hope Melo gets a ring.
Okay, you got Melo.
I know you know more. I know you know more people, but I'm gonna say like the people that I'm excited that we have. We got Brody. We got Russell Westbrook.
Who'd you give up for Brody?
So who was it? Is Kuz, Caldwell Pope, and then Trez.
Yeah, and a pick, but
yeah,
it's the pick.
That makes me. I shedded on the Wizards on my East Coast because I didn't realize those guys went there. So I feel like they're going to be way better. But whatever, that's besides the point. So we got Melo, we got Brody. I'm excited we got playoff Rondo back.
Mm-hmm.
I like seeing Dwight back in the Lakers uniform. And yeah, LeBron, AD. Who'd you say? Like Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk?
So they also picked up Malik Monk. They also picked up Laker fan favorite Trevor Ariza.
Yep, there you go.
Wayne Ellington. Did you say Wayne Ellington? They also picked up Wayne Ellington. They re-signed Taylor Horton Tucker. But I think their best move was picking up Kendrick Nunn. I honestly think that might be one of the best 5 transactions this whole offseason.
Out of all the trades, why do you think Kendrick Nunn is such a great trade for the Lakers?
Cheap deal. Young talent. Like I think he's like 24, something like that. He might be younger than that, but young guy that you can put around Anthony Davis post LeBron. Kendrick Nunn's 26.
Okay.
Still below the average.
Okay.
But he's a younger guy for this Lakers team that can play alongside Anthony Davis in the event LeBron wins a title and decides that he's going to ride off in the sunset. But there's also a guy that can shoot pretty well.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing the Lakers have needed for the past couple of seasons is a
definitely good
legit shooter.
Yeah. Freaking I'm excited for the chemistry though. I saw it was like a little clip. It was a Shaqtin' a Fool clip for you guys. I don't know if you're Shaqtin' a Fool yet because they're not on air. But like Rondo like splits the defense and he spins, and then after that he throws it to Westbrook, and then it just hits the Westbrook in the face.
I saw that. Funny. That's gonna if that doesn't show up on Shaqtin', I don't know what will.
They're gonna figure it out. Maybe if they do a preseason Shaqtin', but okay,
they will. They usually do.
Lakers. And I feel like the Lakers are going to win the whole thing. So I'm just going to say that. Rest in peace, Kobe. So I'm going to go Suns 2. The Jazz 3. Shouts out Jordan Clarkson. If the Lakers doesn't win, I want the Jazz to win because I want to see a Filipino-American win a championship. So
that's what you said last year.
Yeah, I'm going to say it every year when Jordan Clarkson's in the league. So yeah, shouts out Jordan Clarkson. I'm going to go Denver.
Even without Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I mean, you know how like we were saying that you got to put I forgot where I was going with this. Jokic was MVP last year, so I feel like we should at least put some respect on his name and put him at least 4th.
Okay.
You know, he's still do good. So Denver, Portland. Lakers got to win first and foremost. Then I want Utah to win because of Jordan Clarkson. Then I would really like to see Damian Lillard win a ring. I don't know if he can. It's going to be rough. But, okay, I'm going to put Portland. Your Clippers, Mavs, Warriors. Then for 9 and 10 is going to be Memphis and the Pelicans.
Interesting. You think the Pelicans are actually going to make the play in this year?
Hell yeah.
That's a team that does not look good on paper.
It doesn't.
It does not.
We still got Ingram and Zion, right?
They still have Ingram. They still have Zion. They lost Lonzo Ball.
We don't have Steven Adams anymore, though.
They don't have Steven Adams anymore. They got Jonas Valanciunas. Which I mean, a lot of people would say that's a positive because Jonas Valanciunas is a legit center. But you know, it's gonna create more congestion in the middle for Zion.
Is Van Gundy still the coach?
No, Van Gundy's out.
Okay, you know what? I'm putting the Spurs.
You're putting the Spurs.
That's always a safe bet.
The DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge less Spurs.
Jesus Christ. Okay, the Kings.
The Kings, who haven't made it in 15 years.
We're going the Kings.
Are you sure you don't want to change that again? Are you sure you don't want to change that to, like, I don't know, the Timberwolves with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell?
Kings are gonna make a run. They're gonna make a crazy run. This is my hot take.
Now, are you saying this as like a Northern California guy or
low key? Yeah, high key. Yeah. Since I grew up close to Sac.
You grew up close to Sac. I know you know a couple of people that went to Sac State. So.
So yeah, let's go Kings. I like their golden the new arena down there, and it's not bad. It's not bad.
Have you
Golden
been?
One Arena? I haven't been, but like I've been in like the little area that they have there, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, let's go Sac. Let's Sac for 10.
All right. Who do you think is going to be the worst team in the West?
Houston. I feel like they're gonna trade away John Wall, and they're just gonna blow it up to immense proportions and just be shitty for the next couple years.
Okay. And
hopefully rebuild from the draft.
Okay. I have a different same teams, slightly different order.
Okay. Let me know, John.
So I have the Jazz.
Well, first, how do you feel about the Clippers first? Since I told you how I felt about the Lakers, how do you feel about the Clippers?
I will get to the Clippers when I get
when you get there.
When I get there, and I'm going to spend a decent amount of time on the Clippers because
okay,
that's my
I'm
team.
excited.
That's my team.
I'm excited.
Right here, Clip City. Right
there you go. There you go. Okay, so you got Jazz number 1.
So I have Jazz 1. I think the addition of Eric Pascal and Hassan Whiteside are going to bring some depth to that big man group around Rudy Gobert.
Oh damn, they got Whiteside now.
They got Whiteside, and I think if the Rudy Gay signing could be solid, you worry about.
Oh, Utah got Rudy Gay. Damn. So Spurs got nobody. Who's in the Spurs? Just Devontae Murray, right?
They have DeJounte Murray and
DeJounte Murray.
Is it Colby White? Is that his name?
From Chicago? Oh, that makes sense.
No,
they
have a different White. No? They have a different White.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the name's gonna. I'm drawing a blank on his first name. The last name White, and he's like super legit.
Okay. Shouts out that guy. It's besides the point. Okay, so Utah.
So you have Utah, who if Rudy Gay plays like Rudy Gay and gives you some flexibility at the 3, that'll
be good help off the bench too.
That'll be good help off the bench. I think he ends up starting.
Okay.
Just because of the flexibility, but they still have, Rudy Gobert. They still have Donovan Mitchell. They still have Mike Conley. They still have Jordan Clarkson. Like you mentioned.
They got a good team. They got Joe Ingles.
They have Joe Ingles.
They got a homeboy.
They have
the other 3-point shooter.
Who is his name? What's his name?
Bogdanovic.
Do they have Bogdanovic?
Bogdanovic? Yeah, they got Bogdanovic. All right, keep going. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
I mean, I have them 1 for a reason. So they're my number 1 team. I have the Suns 2 because Western Conference champion shouldn't be. I think the previous Western Conference champion who didn't really lose guys shouldn't go lower than 2.
Yeah,
I mean they re-signed Campaign. They re-signed CP3. They acquired Landry Shamet for Javon Carter in the 29th pick. They signed Shaqtin' the Fool Hall of Famer JaVale McGee.
Oh, what? The Suns got JaVale McGee?
The Suns got JaVale McGee.
He's no longer Shaqtin' a Fool. Well, he is a Shaqtin' a Fool Hall of Famer, but he's far removed from that. He's a 3-time, 2-time. How many championships JaVale got now?
2.
Put respect on JaVale's name. He got fucking chips.
He got chips, man.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
Okay.
And he's legit.
They have
too.
Bojan Bogdanovic.
They got solid shooting on Utah.
Yeah, and then so that's why I have Utah 1. And then with the Suns, they also got Alfred Payton to be a backup point guard.
Okay.
And then
Was he the guy that used to have like a crazy hair?
Yeah. Okay. But they still have Devin Booker. Like I said, they re-signed CP3. DeAndre Ayton's still on the team. Miles Bridges is still on the team. Cam Johnson's still there. Really solid group of guys on that.
Just gonna run it back.
They're just gonna run it back. And why mess with the team that made the NBA Finals if you don't have to? I have the Lakers 3. I am giving the caveat that they could easily be 8.
Whoa, you think they could be 8?
I think they could be 8.
Easily be 8.
I think if an injury happens to one of the big 3, and it takes a while for the Westbrook James Davis dynamic to click, that there's going to be a lot. There could be a lot of experimenting with with how many guys are on the roster, making sure that there's minutes played for everyone, and guys are going to have and your big 3 are going to have the occasional day off, are going to have occasional days off here and there.
Yep.
So I could while I have them at 3, and I feel comfortable with them at 3.
They could slide down to 8, and you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they could slide down to 8. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay.
I mean, because they were the 8th seed last year.
Yeah, they were, especially like with injuries, because like LeBron was out for a while and AD was out. They both were out I think separately.
They might have been. They might have been the 7th seed.
But they went down there.
Yeah,
they went down there
because they lost to Phoenix, right?
Yes, yes, they lost to Phoenix.
So I have the Lakers 3. I have Dallas 4. I think Luka being Luka could get you at least. I think Luka being Luka could get you at least the 5th seed. We've seen it.
He's hungry. He's hungry to win the ship. Like
I think a healthy Kristaps Porzingis would be really solid for them. They brought back Tim Hardaway Jr., who through good stretches of the year was their second best player.
Yep.
They brought in Sterling Brown. They brought in Moses Brown, and they brought in Reggie Bullock, former Clipper.
They got
former Clipper Reggie Bullock.
Clipper
Reggie Bullock.
Nice.
Shout out to Reggie Bullock. But oh, and they picked up Frank Ntilikina as well.
Okay.
So it's basically the Mavericks just became the Knicks of the West, essentially.
Okay.
But a lot of solid guys that should know their role.
Damn, a lot of those guys were in the Knicks, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But now they got Luka Doncic.
Now they got Luka Doncic. Yeah. Luka. I mean, think about it. Tim Hardaway was a Knick. Kristaps Porzingis was a Knick.
Yeah.
Like most of their roster, outside of Luka Doncic and Powell,
they were all in.
Oh, and Jalen Brunson. I think those 3 guys were.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah. So they got a really good team. I think Luka, the Luka Hardaway combo is going to be good enough to get them at least the 5th seed. I think Porzingis gets them at least to the 4th.
Okay, if he's healthy.
But you wonder what's going to happen with that. You wonder if there's enough there to make that jump.
Because to go all the way to the finals.
To go all the way to the finals.
The West is so rough, bro.
I could see Dallas losing in the first round again. Because I have the Clippers going 5.
Okay.
Even without Kawhi. And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Tell me why. Tell me about your Clippers.
Other than bringing in Eric Bledsoe, it's the exact same roster from last year. It's a very, very similar roster to last year. All the guys that had minutes last year are back. Except for Kawhi, who's going to be out till March.
Okay.
But Paul George showed you in the playoffs that he can be a number 1 option. And he can carry a team if they need. Without Kawhi, they won 2 games. They won back-to-back games against Utah when they hadn't won back-to-back games in the play. That's not true. Let me not finish that statement. But, against Utah, they hadn't won 2 games back-to-back. And they went into Utah and beat the Jazz in one of those games. And they took the Suns to 6 without Kawhi. So, you take that momentum, you bring it back. If Paul George, best case scenario for the Clippers is the 3 seed.
Okay. I
think until that assuming the Clippers play about 55, get a 55 winning percentage until Kawhi comes back, and then they run about 70% when he comes back.
Do you think Paul George has to be Indiana Paul George this season?
You can get away with Paul George being Oklahoma City Thunder Paul George. But you want him to have, if you can have the skills of Oklahoma City Thunder Paul George with the Indiana Pacer mentality Paul George. Okay. They could easily be the 3rd seed. Okay. With how deep this roster is. I mean, think about it. You're gonna run a starting 5 of you'll probably run a starting 5 of Eric Bledsoe, who
he was a Clipper at one point, right?
Yeah, he was a Clipper at one point.
Back. Yeah.
And then he was acquired for Pat Bev. Okay. Who then got shipped to Minnesota. But you figure your starting 5 is going to be Pat Bev, Reggie Bullock, Paul George.
No. Eric Bledsoe.
No. I meant so it's him, Reggie Bullock, not Reggie Bullock, Reggie Jackson. Oh my God, I'm ashamed to be a Clipper fan after making that mistake. Reggie Jackson, who signed the contract, who signed a good contract in the off season. Paul George will probably run the 3. You have Marcus Morris at the 4, and then you have Zubats at the 5. That's a really good starting 5. That's a playoff. That is a playoff caliber starting 5. And off the bench, you'll have Nick Batum, Serge Ibaka,
Yup.
Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard.
Dude, such a good playoff run.
Dude, such a good playoff run for
Yeah.
Terrence Mann. I would not be surprised at a certain point if at a certain point Eric Bledsoe comes off the bench and
Terrence Mann, 'cause, like,
Terrence
he
Mann
just
takes
got a
that.
high hand.
Yeah, he's got a high motor, does the dirty work that you need someone to kind of do, and is not afraid to slash. I think so many teams could utilize a guy that can slash his way to the basket. You know, just that off-ball movement is like crucial. And he can hit a three. I mean, he put up 39 points in a playoff game.
Was that against the Jazz?
That was against the Jazz. That was to close out the series. So they have Terrence Mann.
Okay.
I think I mentioned Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is on track to have a really big season because this is like, at least from how I'm looking at it, this is his make or break season. Where like if he does well, he'll have earned his contract, and there wouldn't be talks of trading him unless it's for a like superior, like a far superior player.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't do well, his $16 million a season becomes a good salary to trade.
Yeah.
So you end up in a very real scenario where this could be his make or break year. But then you have the battle between Harry Giles and Isaiah Hartenstein, and then Isaiah Hartenstein for that other center, the other backup center spot, which I think will probably go to Isaiah Hartenstein just because he's played better in the preseason. But then you have the rookies. Then you have the rookies, Keon Johnson. You have Brandon Boston Jr. Billy Preston, when he comes back from injury in February, March, will be really solid coming back. I think it's a really good team. But the Clippers are one of those teams that you don't know what you're gonna get. So I have them at 5. They could easily be 3. They could easily be 10. And so there's
kind of like the Lakers were depending on how everything plays out, they'll slide.
Exactly, but I think the Clippers have more chemistry.
Yeah, definitely, because they've been through stuff together. You know?
They've been through stuff. Players have had resurgence in their career being on the Clippers. Yeah. So, but I have the Clippers 5. I have Golden State 6, just because I think Steph Curry is going to be good enough to bring them back. They brought back according to. Do you remember when they brought back Andre Iguodala? But do you remember when
they got Iggy?
They got Iggy back. But do you remember when I think it was First Take when Max Kellerman was like, "Fate of the world, I need one person to take a shot." And I can choose between Steph Curry or Iguodala, and I'd be like, I want Iguodala.
Iguodala.
He's back. They were able to bring in Otto Porter Jr. and Nemanja Bjelica.
Okay.
But you're gonna
Did they get rid of Wiseman? The guy that they drafted?
James Wiseman's still there.
Okay.
No, I mean he's a rookie. He was a rookie last season.
Yeah. Okay. So they still got him.
So, but you know what you're gonna get from Steph Curry. Thompson's not gonna be back till December or January. So you're not gonna fully just insert him into the starting lineup right away. So I think this season's really gonna depend on the play of Jordan Poole, who has the potential to take the next step. It's gonna rely on James Wiseman taking that sophomore leap that you hope centers take. And their draft pick, Jonathan Kuminga. If those 3 guys can be really solid, then you can easily say that the Warriors could be one of the top tier. I think one of those guys ends up hitting and taking the next step. So that's why I have them at the 6th spot, going against the Lakers in the first round.
Okay.
I have Denver 7. I think Jokic is enough to get them to the playoffs, but I think that team really needs Jamal Murray.
They really do.
Because, Monte Morris came in and played admirably without him.
Yo, in the bubble playoffs when he did the kind of switch, that was freaking tight. Okay. So you got Denver 7.
So I have Denver 7. I have Portland 8.
Okay.
I like the addition of Larry Nance Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I think Larry Nance Jr. If Larry Nance Jr. becomes the guy that people thought he was going to be, or close to that, Portland can easily be a top 4.
Who else did Portland get after like losing Melo and they don't have
so
side?
So they were able to re-sign Norman Powell, who they acquired last season from Toronto.
Yep.
But they were able to pick. But Larry Nance Jr. was the big free agent, was the big acquisition.
Okay.
And that was in the Lowry marketing trade.
Okay.
But they also picked up Dennis Smith Jr. and they also have Cody Zeller. But they have, it's Damon McCollum. Like if you're gonna get like good production out of them, you're gonna see results.
Yep.
And then you hope that Anthony Simons takes the next step. Nasir Little, you hope he takes the next step as a small forward, because that would help stretch the floor out so much.
Yeah.
So you never know. But I have the Blazers at 8. I have the Grizzlies 9. Pat with Steven Adams being that like big.
I like that Memphis has Steven Adams. That's good.
I actually like Valanciunas better for that roster.
Yeah.
But I get why you make the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I just think John Morant is too.
John Morant's a beast, bro.
I just think John Morant's too good to not make the playoffs.
Yeah, like him and. Damn.
Him and
was him and Luka in the same draft?
No, it's him and Zion.
Okay.
Zion,
Morant's so good, though.
Zion went 1, John Morant went 2.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like you have that team, and that team's really solid, like really solid. Dylan Brooks is an above average player.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark is a really good player. Jaren Jackson Jr., like I said about Kyle Kuzma, could easily win Most Improved, and no one would bat an eye. Like I think if Jaren Jackson Jr. is able to stay healthy, they could avoid the play-in altogether.
Yeah.
But until I see it, you can't really bank on that. So I have the Grizzlies 9.
Okay.
And then I agree with you. I have Sacramento 10.
Do you really? After my like 2 freaking
after your triple switch
after you telling me who's on the roster, your roster knowledge is so far beyond mine.
Thank you.
I have good roster knowledge.
But it's like So, but like with the Kings, it's is De'Aaron
Fox is solid.
If De'Aaron Fox able to make that all-star step at point guard, is Halliburton ready to take the next step and truly be an above average number 2 on your team? Because that team's gonna be centered around De'Aaron Fox. Is Marvin Bagley ready to take the step that he should as a number 2 overall pick?
Yeah, that's what everyone's thinking. Like everyone, because he's been injured a lot, right? Yeah. So you can't really say he's a bust since he really hasn't had like a solid chance of playing.
But he's had opportunities. It's not like he's been hurt the whole time. He's had injuries, but he's had time to like kind of show some flashes.
Okay.
They still have Buddy Hield, who's
an
amazing shooter. They still have Harrison Barnes, who could play the 4 for this team and it'd be serviceable.
Yep.
And then, if Marvin Bagley doesn't work out, they signed Rashawn Holmes, who could stretch the floor enough at the 5. They picked up Metsu in free agency as well as a body. Tristan. They traded for Tristan Thompson.
Tristan Thompson's in sack now?
Tristan Thompson's in sack.
Huh.
So it's another big body that can eat up minutes in case things don't work out with Marvin Bagley. And then you have Davion Mitchell, the rookie that they drafted, who has looked amazing so far.
It's a hot take to say Sac's gonna win it all.
It's a very hot take to say Sacramento's gonna win it all.
You imagine if Sac won it all? Would you be sad if Sacramento Kings won a championship before the Clippers won a championship?
I am not thinking.
How sad would you be?
Let's not think about that. Let's just enjoy the season for what it is. No, I don't know how I would feel. I think I'd be okay if the Lakers didn't win.
Just as long as the Lakers didn't win,
As
you'd
long
be
as
okay.
the Lakers.
Okay.
Although if the Kings are going to win it, I hope they trade for Jordan Clarkson, so a Filipino American can get.
Yeah, that'd be tight.
title.
But I don't think that's how. I really like this Utah team, so like I don't want to break that up.
So
I love this Utah team.
But I think the Kings have done enough to at least make the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact: if our standings go the way that we think they are, including the play-in, all teams from the Pacific Division will make the playoffs.
Oh, interesting. Who are in the Pacific Division?
So you have Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, Kings, Suns.
Damn, dude. Does the division matter at all? What does that even? I feel like we don't care about the divisions at all.
I mean, you really don't. I mean, technically, division winners earn like a top 4 spot in the playoffs.
Okay.
But it doesn't really matter.
It depends if it's like a really tight race.
Yeah.
Because it's not like football where the divisions hella matter, right?
No.
Yeah.
And in the NBA, the way that the divisions like structure works, you end up making the playoffs no matter what. So you don't get the situation like in the NFL where like there have been a couple of seasons where a team in the East finished under 500, but because the rest of the division was trash, they still made the playoffs.
Yeah, that never happens. It's overall, this is the Western Conference. Who got the best record? Let's go from there.
Yeah.
That's so weird how they have divisions.
I mean, I'll tell you though, the 96 Clippers didn't make the playoffs. I mean, made the playoffs with an under 500 record.
Shouts out the 96 Clippers.
Shout out the 96 Clippers. I mean, they lost to Utah. They lost to Stockton Malone.
That's the Stockton Malone.
But Clipper fan favorite Eric Piatkowski was on that team.
Tell me the fun fact about Eric. How do you say his name?
Are you talking about Eric Piatkowski, the second longest tenured Clipper of all time?
Oh, the second. Shouts out DeAndre Jordan.
Dude, appreciate you for knowing that DeAndre Jordan's the most tenured Clipper of all time.
Where's DJ at now?
Oh, shoot. DeAndre Jordan's a Laker.
Is he really?
How could I forget that? Oh, man. DeAndre Jordan is a Los Angeles Laker.
Tight. Damn, we got hella bigs.
Dude, you got hella bigs. You got hella old.
Is he... Who's our starting center?
DeAndre Jordan will probably be your starting center.
DeAndre? Okay, so DeAndre Jordan's going to be our starting center, and then after that, Dwight probably come off the bench.
Yeah, you'll probably get Dwight in some capacity. You'll probably get Anthony Davis playing the 5 at some point.
Yo, what if Dwight Howard becomes 6th man of the year? I feel like he could do it.
I don't think big men normally don't get 6th man of the year.
Damn, that's my hot take.
That's your hot take, Dwight Howard?
Dwight Howard, 6th man of the year.
Nah, dude, that's gonna be Jordan Clarkson.
Run it back to back. Who did Lou Will win back to back?
No, it was Montrezl Harrell won it the year after Lou Will
6th man of the year.
Yeah.
No, but okay.
Lou Will's won multiple 6 men, but not back to back.
Yeah, he's won. Okay.
I think
who has more?
I think you're thinking of
him and Jamal Crawford are like a lot of 6 men. I could see Jordan Clarkson being that for the rest of his year, the rest of his career.
Yeah. Shout out to the Clippers though for having so many 6 men of the year on their rosters.
Lou Will and
Jamal Crawford
and
Montrezl
Harrell. There you go. Damn, I feel like Jamal Crawford could still play in the league.
Dude, Jamal Crawford, Seattle's own Jamal Crawford could.
Yo, that's true.
Could.
He's in the city. Still. He was repping the city you're in. Him and Isaiah Thomas and Nate Robinson all out of Seattle, right?
Yeah. And then Marcus Thornton, if you remember who he is. I think he's also out. Brandon
Roy.
Shout out to Brandon Roy.
Yeah, he's one of those players like the what ifs.
Like him and Tracy McGrady are the 2 biggest what ifs, in my opinion. Oh, Derrick Rose.
Yeah, and in the same vein at Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose could still play, but like it's not like what we thought he would be, like MVP Derrick Rose. Yeah. Like him and Grant Hill, you know what I'm saying? Like
Grant Hill's another name.
Yeah, they got like injured, and then after that,
did Penny Hardaway get injured too?
I don't know. But Penny Hardaway was hella good too.
I feel like Penny Hardaway dealt with injuries as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of.
But to the fact that like he lost potential though of like what he could have been.
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay.
But that definitely goes for Grant Hill. That definitely goes for T Mac.
Yeah, D-Rose,
Brandon Roy.
I'm happy for Derrick Rose though. I feel like he's good in the Knicks.
If Derrick Rose,
he's with Tibbs again.
If Derrick Rose was MVP level Derrick Rose, where would he rank in the NBA today? Like current, like guys. I saw this on TikTok. I saw people debating this on TikTok, and I was like, ooh, I wonder what we would think about that.
Damn. I think we would see him in the same vein as how we see Russell Westbrook.
So you think like top 20 guy?
Yeah, because when Derrick Rose was MVP, Russell Westbrook wasn't. He was still kind of an underdog then. I feel in like those early when he was first kind of still in Oklahoma City. All the praise was going towards Derrick Rose, and no one really gave Russell Westbrook his like respect. And then the injury happened, and then Russell Westbrook was just like kind of skyrocketed in fame, I guess. But yeah, I think if Derrick Rose still kept it up, he would be in the same vein, if not like a little better than Russell Westbrook.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'd be a top 20 guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be tough to kind of place like where exactly in the top 20. I don't think he'd be top
like
10.
Right now.
Like
we're saying
right
now.
Like
2021, 22 season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he would be, because they're already at the age where they're kind of like on the decline of their career. So you wouldn't say he would be like top 5 player. Who's top 5 players right now for this season? Who's top 5? So LeBron,
Giannis won.
Okay. Go ahead. I feel like you got a better idea in your.
I think I'd go Giannis 1,
Okay.
LeBron 2, KD 3, Luka 4.
Okay.
Is it safe to say Luka 4? And then
I'm not mad at you.
And then Jokic 5.
He was MVP.
He was
last
MVP.
Year, so yeah, you can't hate on him. Damn. Okay. So yeah, I'd say Giannis won. He won a championship, so you gotta put respect on his name. He won a championship.
Finals MVP.
But for this season, so I'm gonna go number 1, Giannis. Number 2, KD. Number 3.
I'm at the edge of my seat here. The suspense
Joel
is going to be...
Embiid.
Joel Embiid?
Because he was almost MVP last season. I think he's gonna keep it up.
Over the MVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Devin Booker.
4. Devin Booker 4.
Right now this is the top 5 in the league. That's the best.
Is Devin Booker even the best player on his team?
Hell yeah, Devin Booker, and then I'll go Jokic.
Okay, so just so you know, you don't have LeBron in your top 5.
I didn't say LeBron. I thought I said LeBron.
You don't have LeBron in your top 5. You don't have Luka Doncic in your top 5. You don't have Trae Young in your top 5.
Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. Okay.
You're all over the place.
Just kidding. Okay.
Ooh, no, you said that was your top 5. You gotta
Okay, fine then. I'm taking out.
You
I'm taking out Jokic. I know he was MVP last year, but I'm taking out Jokic and I'm putting LeBron. I need to put LeBron higher. Okay, so number 1, Giannis. Number two, KD.
Okay.
I fucking said Embiid. Number 3,
you
LeBron.
You fucking said Embiid. Yes, you did.
Number 3, LeBron.
Okay.
Number 4, Booker. Number 5, Embiid. Because it was him and Jokic.
But like Jokic won the MVP.
I know he did. Jokic is I really like the Joker too. But I'm going Embiid.
Wow.
Top 5 players.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And you left Luka Doncic out.
I mean,
Luka Doncic.
You could put Booker in there just as much as you could put Luka Doncic in there.
I don't even know if Booker's the best player on his team.
He went to the finals last year, bro. How are you gonna hate on him for a guy going to the finals?
Like I said, I don't think he's the best player on his team.
Who? Chris Paul?
Chris
I
Paul.
mean, they need Booker though. They're not going without Booker.
The year before, so not last season, but the season before, roughly the same roster. No Chris Paul, no playoffs. With Chris Paul, NBA Finals.
Because it's like floor general though. You know, get them organized. I'm not gonna hate on Chris Paul. They really do need Chris Paul, but Devin Booker is the best player on that team.
I would argue.
Devin Booker. You think Chris Paul? Well, Chris Paul is the most important player on that team. You need him, but I wouldn't say he's the best player on that team. You know what I'm saying? You need Chris Paul's. They needed his, his insight, all of his experience. He could score, he could assist, but Devin Booker is the best player on that team.
I get your point, but it's like part of being the best player. Part of being one of the best players is being the most important player on your team. Right?
Yeah, but I'd say like if you just give if you give Devin Booker the ball, I don't know. I'd say he's the best player, bro.
He's the best scorer on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're saying scoring translates to being the best, then yeah, sure.
But I get you. You're saying Chris Paul because he's like the most important. You need him.
I can easily argue for Chris Paul being the better player than Devin Booker. It's your top 5. I respect it. It's a good top 5. I just hold Luka Doncic in a little bit of a higher light than Devin Booker. But that's like comparing all-star to all-star. So it's like
it is.
It's like you're really like you really can't go wrong with either. But it's Luka Doncic though, man.
I can't believe I forgot LeBron.
I can't believe you forgot LeBron, dude. You're wearing a Lakers jersey. You're talking about being a Lakers fan. And you don't even put LeBron in the top 5. I even put LeBron in the top 5.
But I thought I said LeBron, but I didn't.
So you thought you gave me 6 guys instead of...
Dude, I don't know. I think I was just trying to make like a way different list that totally...
Do you think Devin Booker is better than James Harden? Because you didn't have James Harden in your top 5 either. And James Harden carried the Nets for good chunks of the year.
You know what? This year, yeah, Devin Booker's coming into his own, bro.
Bro, no, it's still James Harden.
Nah, this year, the way he's gonna play.
Is Devin Booker better than Anthony Davis?
No.
Oh, you didn't even put.
But damn, I put him on.
But you didn't even put Anthony Davis in your top.
You know
5.
what? Yes, he is, man. He's gonna have this year, he's going to just show everybody. He's just going to show everybody. And you're going to be like, damn, Devin Booker's hella good.
Dude, I don't know how I can't handle this. we still have to talk about the 5 teams that we don't think are going to make the playoffs. And I can't even get over the fact that you think that you currently have Devin Booker over James Harden, over Anthony Davis.
And over Damian Lillard.
Over Trae Young.
Steph Curry.
Over Steph Curry. Dude, I need to change my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I need to change my top 5.
There's a lot of talent. Yep.
It's a lot.
Devin Booker, breakout year. You're gonna be like, damn, he's top 5 of the league this year. This year, when this season starts, we're not thinking about the past years. We're thinking about this year in the future. So when we have this conversation,
even if
a couple months from now,
okay,
Devin Booker's top 5 player.
Fine. If we're going for this season only,
yeah,
my top 5 is going to be Giannis.
Okay.
KD. Doncic.
Okay.
Jokic.
Okay.
And this one's
Devin Booker.
No, it's not Devin Booker. It's not Devin Booker. Because for importance of this season, I'm essentially giving you my top 5 picks for MVP.
Okay.
I'm putting it that way.
Okay.
So my MVP race right now is Giannis 1, KD 2.
Okay.
Who did I have 3? Doncic 3.
Okay.
Jokic 4. And then at the 5, it could be a number of guys. But for MVP, Steph Curry.
Okay.
That's my 5. I took out LeBron. But I think this is one of those seasons where you're going to need Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook to take on a little bit more of a load during the regular season, so you can get playoff LeBron, and playoff LeBron can carry you through the playoffs.
So okay, I get you.
And I don't have Devin Booker in that top 5. I don't.
Yeah, man, dude, Devin Booker this year.
I mean,
I'd be like, damn, he's top 5 player in the league.
I hope he proves me wrong because I like Devin Booker as a player, but that's not it right now. It's not it.
Is he top 10 in your list? Where do you put Devin Booker right now in best player?
11.
Is he even like just barely outside?
Barely outside the top 10. So you have those 5. I have LeBron 6. I have trying to put them in order. I can't do. So I think Giannis is better. I think KD's better. I think LeBron's better. I think Anthony Davis is better. I think Jokic is better. I think Doncic is better. I think
Lillard, Curry.
I have Lillard and Curry both better. I have Paul George better than Devin Booker.
Oh damn, dude! None of us said Kawhi.
Kawhi's hurt. I'm for 2021, 2022. I'm not including Kawhi because Kawhi's hurt.
Okay.
Like if we're taking like everyone's 100% healthy, yeah, Kawhi's obviously there. You take Kawhi out.
Yeah.
In that scenario because he's not playing the whole year. Same reason why I don't have Jamal Murray. You know. So that's 9. That's 9 there. I have Trae Young slightly ahead. Because at least we know...
Damn, you think Trae Young's better than Devin Booker?
For 2021, 2022, yes. Because I know Trae Young can carry a team. I don't know if Devin Booker can carry a team. If
Devin Booker was in the East, he would have done what Trae Young's doing.
You think so?
With the same Suns team, let's say that Suns team before the bubble, before Chris Paul. Okay, if that Suns team before Chris Paul was in the East, are they making it? They're making it. They're making it in the playoffs. In the East, that Suns team in the bubble, if they were in the East,
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like you're not giving Booker enough props, bro.
Bro,
or am I giving him too much props and you're giving him proper props?
Devin Booker is top 15.
Top 5.
Oh, no. Man.
Okay. Who are so for like our last segment here, what were you saying? Top 5 that are not going to make it?
The top 5, the bottom 5 of the West are probably the Pelicans because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what that roster is going to look like. It's a very real scenario where they suck this season. And further on down the line, Zion signs the rookie extension and then decides to pull up a Ben Simmons and not play to get out of New Orleans. That's a very real possibility. Like, it could happen. So, like, in that roster outside of Brandon, like, can you name a guy on the Pelicans outside of Brandon Ingram and Zion?
No. When I put the Pelicans in my thing, I was thinking of last year's Pelicans. But all those guys left.
Yeah.
And it's really just Ingram and Zion now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't got Redick retired. Ben
Ball's
Gundy's
out.
not there anymore. Yeah.
I don't think Josh Hart's there anymore.
Oh, Josh Hart's not there. Yeah, Steven Adams gone. I like Steven Adams there. I don't even know who's on the freaking team anymore, bro. Bledsoe's gone.
They have Zion, Brandon Ingram,
of course,
Devontae Graham,
okay,
Kira Lewis Jr.,
okay,
Jonas Valanciunas. That's all I can name you. I couldn't name you another player that's on the Pelicans.
Damn. Okay, so who else? Who else is like the bottom?
I mean, the only team that's in the bottom 5 that I have in the bottom 5 that could make the playoffs are the Timberwolves. So when I made the list, I had the Pelicans 11, but I actually think the T-Wolves would be 11 because I think if there's one team that's gonna like outside of my top 10 that can make the playoffs, and I could understand why, it's the Timberwolves.
Yeah, Timberwolves is so crazy. It's because the D'Lo or Karl Anthony Towns really.
Karl Anthony,
He could be in the conversation of, Jokic and Embiid.
he could be a top 10 player,
Yeah,
but
it just hasn't. I don't know why.
with injury,
I have no
some of its
idea.
injuries. But that talk about a dude that has had the worst luck ever. Like I say, I've had a bad 2021, but that dude's gone through some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel for him. Like I pray that everything in his life's going well, because you feel for a guy like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a dude you want to see succeed.
Yeah.
And like just from everything that I've read, like he's such a good guy. And he has the talent to be a top guy.
Yeah, he's super good.
You just hope that he's able to make that transition and make it work. But they have Karl Anthony Towns. They have D'Angelo Russell.
Yep.
Anthony Edwards, the number one.
Oh, Anthony Edwards is good.
Yeah, dude,
he's
good.
He's a highlight reel.
Highlight reel.
Yeah.
Really good player.
Yeah.
A guy that around those two guys could build a top 3 guy, like a top 3 team. Like if it all clicks and they all play to their potential,
it could be a good big 3.
it could be a really good big 3.
Yeah.
Those guys alone make that team, look so good.
Yeah.
They have other guys on that roster, but the whole season's going to come down to those 3.
Yeah.
If those 3 play well and actually play, playoffs could be easily obtainable. But that's hoping.
Yeah, Minnesota is bad. Well, if everyone's healthy and it clicks.
And they've been the team that's been linked to Ben Simmons.
Ooh. So who would Philly get?
It would be like D'Angelo Russell. It would be D'Angelo Russell led package. But even if with D'Angelo Russell they can make the playoffs. With Ben Simmons, I think they could easily make the playoffs. Cause
having a big point guard.
Having a big point guard that can guard 1 through 5.
He's really good. Everyone shits on him for
Ben
his
Simmons is
shooting.
an all-star.
Ben Simmons is really good. Yeah.
I caught myself from making a really bad take.
Okay.
I caught myself making a really bad take. I was close to saying Ben Simmons is better than Devin Booker, but I can't do that. I can't do it.
I think just me saying Devin Booker's top 5 right now just really lit a fire.
Dude,
under you.
it is in my head. That is such a hot take that I just was not prepared for it. I was not prepared for it. And even as I'm talking about a team that Devin Booker's not even on, I'm still thinking about Devin Booker.
Top 5.
Top 15. Anyways though, but you put Ben Simmons on that team, and he brings an element that you were hoping you'd get from D'Angelo Russell, and that is as good to great playmaking, great defense, and you hope, and then with a guy like Karl Anthony Towns that can shoot the 3 pretty well, really good for a big man. And with the other guys that are on that roster, you can space the floor out and let Ben Simmons do whatever Ben Simmons wants. You don't need to worry about his lack of shooting because, you have 4 other guys that can shoot, and then all you really need to do is let Ben Simmons have the ball in his hand, run a play, and then get Karl Anthony Towns you can get Karl Anthony Towns on an ISO situation where he just takes over, or you can find Anthony Edwards and let him use his freak athleticism and get to the basket.
He'd be a really good facilitator. That would be really interesting to see if that happened.
Yeah, and that's what I think Minnesota needs more than anything. It's just a guy that can get the ball in the places you need someone to get the ball to. Having said that, this current T-Wolves roster could easily make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It'll just depend. The Spurs, I couldn't name. I mean, I had a hard time figuring out who the other point guard was on the roster. And I said Colby White, but Colby White, I think's in Chicago, right?
Is he still in Chicago? Keep going. I'll look it up for you. Keep going.
So it's
who else?
So you have the Spurs, You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think they have Jakob Portal, who's like a young-ish big man. But like, I couldn't name you another Spur.
Derek White.
Derek White. I was gonna say James White, but that's a running back in the NFL. But you know, the bottom three teams are gonna, in my opinion, the bottom three teams are gonna be the Spurs, the Rockets, and the Thunder. You know, the Rockets are young.
Yeah.
I mean, they have John Wall, but John Wall's probably not gonna play a game for the Rockets.
You might get traded somewhere.
He'll-
Who do you want? The Clippers is what you're saying, right?
I would
John
hope.
Wall.
I would hope the Clippers acquire John Wall, not via trade, because to make up that money would be a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. His that's the thing.
It's like $42 million.
Crazy.
It's $42 million.
I don't know where he could go. Oh, what if John Wall goes to? No, that would be weird. I was gonna say if he went to Portland, that would be weird.
That would not. That wouldn't work.
That's just no, that wouldn't work.
I mean, could John Wall? See, you can't put John Wall in Philly because you're not gonna trade Ben Simmons for.
No,
John
you're not
Wall.
gonna trade Ben Simmons for John Wall.
And no team's gonna give up a younger player for John Wall on that contract.
For an older player.
Your best bet is hopefully like Cleveland gets close to the playoffs, and they want a veteran point guard. They can throw Kevin Love's contract on there, so you could do a Kevin Love John Wall trade.
I feel like that's not beneficial for anybody. I guess it depends on the thing. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like John Wall's stuck in Houston. I have no idea where he's gonna go.
Like I said, I can't think of a team that has the money available to
That's
make a
the main
John Wall
thing.
trade work. I mean, shout out to Washington for getting out of that contract.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I mean, maybe you package him for Kyrie. Given everything that's happening with Kyrie, maybe financially it would work. Kyrie's on a 1-year deal, and with Texas laws being Texas laws, like it would be Kyrie and a bunch of really like potential laden young players. Like they have what?
It would just be like when James Harden went to Houston for the first time all over again. Just like a whole, this is your team.
Yeah.
Here's the keys to Houston.
Yep.
Damn, that makes sense, bro. What if that happens?
I mean,
I don't think it'll happen, but
realistically,
I guess you're saying financially it would happen.
Financially, it would make it's the only trade that really makes sense. Because I can't think of another team that would need a point guard that has a contract that could fill up that
could
space.
match it.
Yeah.
Yikes. Damn. And to like your point too with like Kyrie and like his vaccine thing, he'd be able to play in Texas.
Yeah, because there's none of those laws in Texas that they have in New
there's
York.
no vaccine about that.
Yeah.
He's not even playing away games now, is he?
Nope.
Right?
The team announced that he's not going to be a part of the team for so long as he's not vaccinated.
Wow. What a time.
What a time.
We'll see.
But
Let's see what happens.
to finish off the West, I think the worst team is going to be the Thunder. I mean, former Clipper Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to lead that team, and because he's on the team, I hope they do well. I just don't see it. I mean, they have SGA, they have Lou Dort, and they have just a bunch of random guys.
Definitely rebuild, like for sure.
Rebuild.
Just a hard rebuild.
They have Clipper draft picks for a while, and they have Clipper pick swaps for a while.
They have so many picks. They have like this next decade.
Dude, they essentially have like 50 shots in the next like 7 drafts
to try to get another. I mean, they had it right. They had KD, Russ, and James Harden, and Ibaka. But James Harden was like 6th man, and he didn't become James Harden yet.
I would disagree. I think James Harden was there that last season. He was in OKC.
But they didn't appreciate him because they just looked at him as a 6th man.
You think
know
so?
What I'm saying? Like, yeah, because I feel that year, like 2012, when they lost to Miami, the focal point was KD, Russ, and their big three was Ibaka. And they were like, oh yeah, we have a 6th man in James Harden.
I would argue
because they didn't want to give James Harden the max or like whatever money he wanted.
they couldn't afford that contract.
Oh, so it was like James Harden asking like for more or like what happened?
Well, James Harden was up for the extension at that point,
Mhm.
and they didn't have the money to pay him the extension, or they couldn't figure out, like, they couldn't like financially make it like feasible.
But like, did they choose? They could have like trade. Would they have been able to trade Ibaka and like keep James Harden?
I don't think Ibaka's contract was big enough. I think they would have had. Ultimately, what ended up happening is they ended up trading Harden, and then next year using the amnesty clause on, I think it was Kendrick Perkins.
Oh yeah, Kendrick Perkins was on the team.
So it ended up being something where they chose. I think if I remember correctly, it was a situation where they chose Kendrick Perkins over James Harden.
They chose Kendrick Perkins over James Harden.
I think so.
That's crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. They didn't appreciate James Harden.
But
man.
I make the point that if the amnesty clause was there a year prior, that James Harden stays a Thunder and gets the contract and they amnesty Perkins. Because you couldn't, because Perkins, it's not that they chose Perkins over Harden, it's that they couldn't move Kendrick's contract.
Okay.
Without applying, draft capital that they may or may not have had.
So like their books just didn't work out to keep James Harden.
Right.
Okay.
So instead of letting him hit free agency, and then using letting him restricted free agency and matching that contract, and getting ladled with the luxury tax, they traded him for Kevin Martin. And
damn, I forgot about
dudes.
Kevin Martin. He was really good though. Kevin Martin and dudes.
Kevin Martin and dudes.
Damn, that's true. Man, shouts out Kevin Martin.
Shout out to Kevin Martin.
He had like a good run there.
Dude, he had one of the most unique shots in the NBA.
Who?
Not Sean Marion level shot, but it was a unique shot.
Joakim Noah had an interesting shot too.
Yeah, but Joakim Noah never shot threes.
No. But like his whenever he shot it, he had an interesting shot. It was like his free throws. Yeah, Sean Marion had an interesting shot. Yeah, Kevin Martin. Lonzo Ball's shot's better. He definitely.
I mean, it wasn't at first.
It would be like, but like they fixed it. Like it wasn't like a crazy tweak. It was just like a little tweak.
It's slight.
Yeah.
So you have. I take it you have Lakers Nets NBA Finals.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's. No, man, it's gonna be Sacramento. No, yeah.
It's gonna be Sacramento and Orlando.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's gonna. No, I'm gonna make you so mad right now. It's gonna be Sacramento is gonna win the whole thing, and Devin Booker is gonna win MVP. Bro, don't. Dude, if Devin Booker wins MVP, you owe me. Like,
dude, if
you owe me like a lobster and steak.
No.
No, I'll get gout.
Hold on.
You owe me Korean barbecue.
No, bro. If Devin Booker wins MVP, I'll take out a loan, buy playoff tickets to whatever Devin Booker's first playoff game is, and pay for everything for both of us to go see it. That's if Devin Booker wins MVP.
Okay. I don't want you to. It's gonna happen, so I don't want you to take out a loan. It's gonna happen, so I don't want you to go through all that.
Fine,
we can
revised
take Korean barbecue.
Revised. No, it has to be more than Korean barbecue.
Okay.
Because it's Korean barbecue.
Okay. Korean barbecue, and you gotta buy me a Devin Booker jersey.
Oh,
there you go.
Bet.
There you go.
Bet.
That's realistic. I don't want you to go in debt.
I'll buy you. I'll get a customized Lakers jersey with Devin Booker name and number on the back.
No. Give me the Phoenix Suns ones. The Suns jersey is pretty cool, especially like the black one with like the kind of like the colorful.
You're talking about the Valley ones?
Yeah, those are tight. Give me one of those.
All right,
because it's happening this year. Devin Booker's gonna become MVP.
At the same token, if Devin Booker doesn't win MVP.
Ooh, this is rough. Okay. These are real stakes.
These are real stakes. If I'm putting up stakes.
Okay. So And these are realistic. What do you want? What jersey do you want? We'll do the same thing. I'll pay for your Korean barbecue, and then after that, what jersey do you want? A Luka Doncic jersey. I'll get you a Luka Doncic jersey.
No.
Okay.
I want you to get me. If this is possible, I don't know if it's possible.
Okay.
If it's possible, I want a Dwayne Wade Miami Vice. No, a Jimmy Butler Miami Vice jersey.
Oh, okay, that's possible.
If not, I'll take a Paul George jersey.
Paul George. Okay.
Shout out to PG-13.
Yeah, the Clippers thing is. I like their black jerseys. Those are tight.
That's the jersey I would request.
Yeah, I'll get you that. All right, man. It's happening.
So
Devin Booker is gonna become MVP,
and the Kings are gonna win the title. You heard
okay,
it.
okay. The Kings. I was
me.
being funny. That's not a part of the bet.
Oh, of course, it's not a part of the bet.
Yeah.
So, but realistically, you were saying earlier. I think you were saying earlier. You said Lakers Celtics. Are you going back? Are you going away from the Celtics?
Yeah, I think I'm just saying outlandish things today. Realistically, except for the Devin Booker thing, that's not outlandish.
Dude, that might be the most outlandish thing.
It's
no,
not.
you said Sacramento
It's
Kings
not.
winning the title. That might be worse.
Yeah,
Devin
but
Booker
that's
being
just
top 5 might. Although
okay.
I will say, I hope Devin Booker proves me wrong. He will, man. You always want people to, it's just my opinion, but I hope
you want him to be good.
But I want him to be better than what I'm saying.
Him to be good.
If he wins MVP, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, congratulations, man, you deserved it." But
I feel it, bro. I feel it in the universe. Devin Booker MVP. But realistically, if everyone's healthy, it's gonna be Lakers and Nets. You know what? No. Yeah, Lakers and Nets. If with Kyrie, James Harden. Dude, if Kevin Durant wore like a size 12 instead of a size 13, Milwaukee wouldn't have went to the finals.
I mean, that's true.
He was this close to just winning the game with that.
I mean, that's true.
Like his shoe was like barely there.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's Lakers Nets if everyone's healthy.
I'm gonna give you a biased opinion and an unbiased opinion.
Okay.
My Clipper fans telling me it's gonna be Clippers Bucks, and the Clippers are gonna win it. Kawhi's gonna come back, lead a run to where we don't play in the play-in, and we're gonna run. Okay. Because the Clippers guys, while Kawhi is out, figure out what
they got really good.
They get really good. They figure out exactly what their role is. And Ty Lue gets them to a whole nother level. Paul George, MVP Paul George.
Oh, okay.
Leading the Clippers to a top 4 seed without Kawhi. Paul George, MVP. And they go on a run and they beat Milwaukee. That's a totally biased opinion.
Okay.
Unbiased and being super realistic.
Okay. If everyone's healthy. Or you know what? Be realistic, because let's count the injuries of who you think might get hurt.
It's going to be Jazz Nets.
Yeah, I could see the Jazz being more durable than the Lakers, because the Lakers are so old.
It's going to be Jazz. No injuries not involved, it'll be Lakers Nets. Like realistically, I hate to say it, but it'll be Lakers Nets.
Yeah.
But I think one of the three get hurt. I don't wish it at all, because you never wish injuries.
No.
But there's a very real scenario where one of those three get hurt.
Yep.
And it'll probably be Anthony Davis, unfortunately.
I feel like they'll rotate. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of how Anthony Davis got hurt, then LeBron got hurt, then they kind of didn't glue till the end there. Or no, Anthony Davis got hurt in a playoff game. Like he forced it.
Well,
LeBron couldn't do it on his own.
He came back early. He came back when he shouldn't have. got hurt, and then no one else other than LeBron showed up.
Yep.
Which, I mean, could be a very real possibility. I mean, Russell Westbrook, out without having Kevin Durant, hasn't gone past the semifinals.
Westbrook's pretty durable though.
Westbrook is pretty durable, so
yeah.
you can pencil him in for at least 60 games in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, you don't know how much of LeBron you're going to get. You hope that he, because
LeBron's
of how well,
been very durable like his whole career, but just like last year,
it's really his last couple seasons.
Hurt. Yeah,
since he's been a Laker, his health has been in question.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you don't have the break between the end of the season and the bubble that year that they won it, the Lakers don't win it. I think I think the Lakers got just enough time to get LeBron and AD healthy.
Yeah, and it was a lot that season too. Rest in peace, Kobe. Like it was so much that season.
Dude, there's a lot that happened that season.
Yeah,
but but like, you look at the West.
I get you. Realistically, or like counting injuries, you could see. Who would you say? Utah Nets.
I have Utah Nets. Realistic.
Can the Nets win all of it without Kyrie? Let's say Kyrie doesn't play this year.
Yeah, because KD's a top 5 player.
Yeah.
KD alone, I think if Harden and Kyrie were out, that team still can make the finals with Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant's that good of a player.
Kevin Durant's good. Kevin Durant's good.
But they have Blake Griffin, they have LaMarcus Aldridge. They got LaMarcus Aldridge to come out of retirement and play for the Nets again.
Okay, I'm happy for him because he had like a blood clot.
Yeah, he had a heart condition that like he was nervous about, so he decided to retire. But then his doctors were like, "Oh, you can play one more season. That's fine."
He's like,
"Yeah, I'm going back to Brooklyn."
Oh man, I'm happy for that.
Yeah, they got Patty Mills, so they have Patty Mills that could replace at least a decent chunk of Kyrie's production. Not all of it, because Kyrie's Kyrie.
It'll help out.
But it'll help out.
Kyrie, but yeah.
Like they still have Nicholas Claxton as a backup. They still have Joe Harris who can shoot.
I got you.
They have
KD's KD.
KD's KD.
The East is KD's KD.
KD's KD.
Let's put respect on it.
I mean, if we're really thinking about it, like as much as we say that it's going to be Lakers Nets or Jazz Nets, the Suns are a very real possibility.
Yeah, because Devin Booker is going to be MVP.
Because Chris Paul is going to carry them to the playoffs and to the finals.
Because the Devin Booker is going Kobe mode this year, man. I'm telling you. He lost the finals. He lost the finals. He's like super sad about it, and he just worked all off season. He's going to be MVP this season. That's what's going to happen. That's the narrative. You laugh, but you're going to buy me this Suns jersey.
Okay, but like, look, there's 7 teams in the West that could make the finals, and I would totally buy it. And there's at least 4 or 5 teams in the East that like, if they make the finals, you'd be like, oh, that's fine. Like, that makes sense. But Devin Booker's not winning MVP. I can't get past it. I can't get past this take. Oh, oh my god. Ugh.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But I will tell you that if Devin Booker won the MVP, there'd be a future installment of the Would Have Talked About It Anyway podcast devoted to Devin Booker.
Just Devin Booker alone.
I know it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely keep up with the season and see how he played, and we'll just hella talk about it.
We will. That we will.
Damn.
Real quick, as a parting shot for the end of the pod. I know it's a hella long pod, so I appreciate everyone who's been listening up to this point. So you have Devin Booker as your favorite to win MVP.
Yes.
I have Giannis, with KD and Luka being very close behind.
Okay.
Six man of the year. Who do you have?
Ooh,
Do you have
what
Jordan
I'm just gonna
Clarkson?
say? Yep, just Jordan Clarkson back to back. Let's do it.
Okay, I am gonna piggyback off of that and say Jordan Clarkson.
Because the six man's like one of those weird things. Like every year, you never know.
You never know. You have a list of like 3
Yeah.
or 4 guys that get close.
But I guess being hypocritical. With that being said, I feel like Jordan Clarkson could be like the Lou Will, Jamal Crawford type guy. And with how Utah is like still going to be good, I feel like he'll just even enhance in that role still. So I could see back to back six man for Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. So you have Jordan Clarkson as a real strong, as probably my personal opinion, probably the favorite.
For six man?
Yeah.
Yep.
But you can make the case for you can make the case for a couple of other guys if Duncan Robinson comes off the bench and develops a little further in Miami. That's a real possibility for someone that could win the six man.
Interesting.
Or you can sub Duncan Robinson or Tyler Hero, whoever. If either two come off the bench, they could be a six man of the year candidate. There's also Derrick Rose to
be six man?
Yes,
that's interesting.
In New York, he could be a six man.
That'd be tight. I'm not mad at that.
That's another name. If I'm gonna throw in a Clipper in on this. If Terrence Mann
I was gonna say
continues to develop, and
solid six man,
I think he will at some point in the season.
I feel like
take
he
over
might,
the six
but
man mantle.
he might be starting though.
That's true, but will he be starting enough? Because I think he'd be the person to go to the bench when Kawhi comes back.
Yeah.
So I think, but like
he'd be six man.
I think he has a very real shot at six man. I think he has a really good shot at the most improved player of the year as well. Although you envision a guy like Kyle Kuzma being in the perfect situation to ball out and win that award.
Plus, with your Lakers resurrection theory,
all
the guys that leave the Lakers become
my Laker rebirth. My Laker rebirth theory.
Yeah,
it's the power of Jim Buss compelling Lakers when they leave to be good.
Yeah.
So those two guys are really good candidates for most improved. I personally probably would have Kuzma 1, in my opinion, and then you could probably run a guy like. Man, there's so many guys that are eligible for that. I mean, if Kevin Love comes back and plays any form of decent for Cleveland, he could be a real most improved player of the year candidate. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a really very, very real possibility. Mo Bamba out in Orlando is a very real possibility if he if his preseason play translates to the regular season.
Who do you think is going to be defensive player? Did Rudy Gobert win last year?
Rudy Gobert won last year.
Who does he win like every year? Did he win before?
I don't think he's won before. Has he won?
You know who should has Drew Holiday won a defensive player of the year yet? It's a shame if he hasn't, because I feel like when I listen to like other podcasts, everyone always give him like the props of being like a very underrated defender. I don't think he's ever won a defensive player of the year.
He has not won a defensive player of the year. He's been he's a 2-time all defensive first team and a 1-time defensive second team. He has not won defensive player of the year at all.
It normally goes to big men, because I think because who else won it? That's a guard, freaking Gary Payton. Probably Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kawhi's probably won a defensive player of the year too. Draymond won a defensive player. Did he?
Draymond's won.
I don't know.
Draymond has won one.
Do you think Draymond Green's the best defensive player ever?
Dude, Rudy Gobert has won it 3 times.
Damn.
But Giannis has won it. Draymond's won it. Kawhi's won it.
Okay, yeah, I know Kawhi won it.
For other guys that are currently in the NBA, the only other one that's currently in the NBA is Dwight Howard. So you're right.
Shouts out Dwight.
You're right. It's usually a big man that wins. If you're looking for guards that have won it, I mean, you have to go back to Gary Payton in '95.
Yeah, there you go. So he did win it.
Yeah. And then you have to go back to Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan won defensive year?
Yeah, 87, 88.
God, that guy's the fucking GOAT.
Yeah. Fucking GOAT, man.
Shouts out Jordan.
And then coach of the year.
last one. Coach of the year.
Frank Vogel.
Ty Lue.
You know what? Yeah, whatever. I was gonna. Yeah, I like Ty Lue. I actually
such a good coach.
Even as like a Laker fan, I like Ty Lue.
I hope Ime Udoka does well enough to get some.
Is that Clippers? No, Celtics.
That is Celtics.
I don't know why I said Clippers.
I hope Ime Udoka does well enough to get it. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him do well.
Honestly, the Suns coach
Monty Williams. He won it. Didn't he win it last year?
Did he win it last year? Good for him. Yeah, he should have won it last year. The Hawks coach is good.
Who's the Hawks? Is the Hawks coach Nate McMillan?
Yeah, he's good.
Really good option. Thibodeau in New York if the Knicks do well.
You know what? Thibodeau.
Okay.
Thibodeau.
Okay.
Shouts out to him. You know, his name reminds me of Doug Thibodeau.
Home in the Dimsdale
Thibodeau.
Oh shit!
I don't know why, but that's what I think of. Thibodeau. I don't know. Shouts out Fairly Odd Parents.
2 shouts Fairly Odd Parents. Shout out to our childhood, man. Nostalgia is a real thing.
It really is.
So
yeah, but all right, man. We really went into like a lot of hot takes to this one.
This is gonna be a 2-part. This is gonna be a 2-parter.
A lot of deep dives. Yeah, this is like two episodes. We'll see how we chop this up.
And it might be.
But you know what? Thanks to everybody that was listening. Thank you for listening to all our hot takes, and we're really looking forward to this NBA season. And I'm really looking forward to John giving me this Devin Booker jersey because Devin Booker is going to be MVP.
Dude, I'm gonna enjoy this Miami Vice Jimmy Butler jersey.
That's a really tight jersey. I like those jerseys. They came out really tight.
That might be my favorite jersey. But
yeah, like right now in like the modern day NBA, like those Miami Vice jerseys are probably the best jerseys.
Oh yeah, they should just keep it as a permanent jersey.
Next episode, this episode has gone long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Next episode, though, we're going to talk about best jerseys in the modern day NBA. Denver's shit is really cool. Okay,
the Valley jerseys are really good, though.
Yep. We love everybody that listened. Stay tuned next week for more episodes, and just know that we literally would have talked about this shit anyway.
Legit,
especially for like when it comes to basketball, we really would talk about this anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, peace out, everybody.
Take care.